T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey everybody, what's up? No, I was not drinking a pop. What's going on? Shane here, Shane's Craft Beer Review on my Friday Night Live Drinks with Shane. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by. Always good to see you. Just want to welcome everybody once again. I know I do have a couple people in the house. I will get to you guys in just 1 second. So before we get too far into today's show, it's not much of a surprise. You guys know. I mean, check out the attire. You guys know who this week's special guest is, right? Great friend of mine. I got to meet this gentleman back in July. Fantastic person. I'm really looking forward to talking to him this evening. So with great pleasure, I'm going to introduce to you Chase, otherwise known as Nutmeg. On this side, NUTMEG2PALMETTO. What is going on, Chase? How are you, brother?
Left, right, center. Look at you.
Yeah.
An intro, transition, a countdown. You're like a regular technical director over here.
You know me. I enjoy the editing aspect of stuff. And hang on, before you yell at me, hang on. There we go.
That's right.
I got the hat on backwards.
That's right.
Backwards. I don't. Me and Chase have had this discussion many times how I cannot stand wearing my hat backwards. So
you know what that look is? That look is clutch.
Right? It is for sure. That was funny. What the hell is clutch? I'm like, no, I understood exactly what you meant. I don't know why nobody else figured that out yesterday. So let's see. We got Vanessa Kitty in the house, or she was in the house. She skipped out. She's gonna be back in about an hour though. That'll be great. Who else do we have in here? I know I just went too far. There he is. Alan from One Flight Down is in the house. What's up, Alan? He was counting down to the countdown. It's the final countdown. Oh, I got to learn how to play that on guitar. Wow, that would have been a great little intro.
Hey, maybe that's an idea for the song next year.
Look at this guy right here. Beer for breakfast, facts for snacks.
I didn't think Drew was going to join us.
That's going to be a conversation for later on because I know it's going to get brought up, and you'll understand why. It's a whole kerfuffle, whatever. It don't matter. Alan saying, so jealous of your N2P hat. That's right. You see this thing here? That's right. N2P hat. Absolutely fantastic. I'm old. What do you mean you're old? You're not old, Alan. You're not old. You are not old. Also in the house, Wayne from Bucks County Beer Reviews. How are you doing this evening, sir? If anybody's not familiar with Wayne's channel, go check that out. God, if you're into like collecting cans, like actually collecting cans, not doing what I'm doing and have like 15 different cans sitting on your bar making a big mess, right? Because you're too lazy to recycle them, or not recycle them, but too lazy to squash them down right now. Go check out Wayne's channel. He always has at the end of his videos a little can. Hey, here's what I got this week, and he gets all these really, really old cans that are really super cool. So
and he was the season 2 champion, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And he won all by myself season 2. That's right. All right. And here we go with Drew. Well, I got to go. Even though he just got here. Sorry, but you know me. If I can't join, I'll hang with the family. Cheers. Off you go. Do your thing, man. Cheers. Have a great night.
I thought we were your family, Drew.
No. If Drew can't talk, he doesn't like doing lives. He has no interest in them whatsoever. Swain's doing fantastic. Hope you are too. Yes, I'm doing great. I think Chase is doing great. Are you doing great tonight, Chase, too?
I'm doing fantastic, especially because it's Friday. And I don't have to
Fantastic
worry
as
about
well.
days.
All right. Now, I did kind of get caught at the beginning of the show drinking this, by the way.
Yeah.
This is actually a pop. I wanted something to just wet my whistle before we started the show. And me and Chase were talking about this. This is a classic, iconic Canadian thing, the Pop Shop. This one is pineapple and banana flavored. Really good. This would make a fantastic beer. And then we were talking about. Go ahead,
Shane. I'm sure it's been added to a sour if you ever want to get adventurous.
Of course, it has been added to a sour. Wayne says he applied for a passport this week. Yes, sir. One step closer to coming up here to Canada, enjoying beautiful Niagara Falls. And, of course, one of the best things about coming up into Canada is you get to see me. Sure, the falls are nice. I mean, but really, it's just a bunch of water going off a cliff. You get to meet me.
And Wayne can drive. He's not that far. You don't even have to get on an airplane.
That's true, because he's just down in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
He's not far at all.
The other thing
Yep.
the falls is putting you in a barrel and watching you go over them.
Oh, maybe we can make that a group activity. We can make it a group activity.
I mean, you and Brian are the only tubers that can actually fit in the barrel.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. No, according to Brian, he's like 6 feet tall.
Yes.
He is taller than I am, by a little bit, not by much.
Yeah, I actually think he is.
Yeah, he is just a little bit, just a touch. Wayne saying, I can't wait to see you and Drew. Yeah, you're gonna have such a great time up here, Wayne. Like I said, me, Drew, Chase is coming. Alan from Winnipeg. TK is supposed to be coming up, so it's gonna be an absolutely fantastic time. It's gonna be good. What's Wayne saying here? I'm driving up, plan on bringing up lots of beer. Hope they let me bring it into Canada. Yeah, I wouldn't bring more than one case, Wayne, because I know you're usually pretty safe. If you bring over one case, and then you're obviously going to be bringing back a case as well back home. Usually they don't give you a hard time about a case. If you bring back more than a case, they may or may not make you pay duty on it. But I know a case is usually pretty safe, especially if you're here for the entire weekend. And they'll probably just be like, oh, you bought beer? Okay, see you later. Bye.
Yeah, what are the rules with that? Are they gonna search our bags, or can we get away with just putting in our suitcase and leaving the suitcase in the back of the car when you pick us up?
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever works. Like I said, if you're bringing, you're flying in though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're flying in, don't bring 24, because that's gonna take up all your weight on the plane. I
got away with it. I got away with it last year.
You could try, but like I said, you might get dinged at the airport for overweight bag. And like I said, if you bring a case of beer with you, whatever, you should be okay with one case. I've never personally ever had a hard time going back and forth with a case.
But they're not going to search. They're not going to search my bag at the border.
No, if you just say, hey, I got a case of beer. That's all I got. They'll be like, okay. Half the time they don't even care.
Oh, we have to.
The only time you're going to run into a search is if you get one of those you get to be those lucky random draw searches. Like, hey, we're picking you for a random search. Like, oh, all right. So you better
terrorist. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you said you had, that better be all you have. Like I said, I've never had that problem. So hopefully everybody gets over really easy and there's no big problem. Well, you'll be with me anyway. What the hell? Because I'm coming to pick you up.
Yeah.
So. But it's like, yeah, he's not from around here. He doesn't speak English, so yeah, he's got one case. I'll make it like you're deaf.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, he's got one case of beer. He says it's 2 4 that's a case of beer.
The little guy's an interpreter.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, what's Wayne saying? Or Alan saying we need a bigger barrel. You were definitely going to need a bigger barrel.
I love,
especially if we do it as a group.
I love the Jaws reference.
Yes, we're going to need a bigger barrel. Oh, and of course, we got Anderson in the house as well. You can bring more than that, but may have to pay duty. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Duty.
You're right, Anna. So I would just rather not have people have to go in and pay duty. So bring a case. I mean, you're
He
probably
said,
not going to need more. If you guys are coming up here in the summer, you're not going to want to bring more than a case anyway, because half of that case is probably just to trade with other people. 'Cause that's usually what we do. Everybody brings up beer from their specific area, and then we trade. Um,
hey, he said
yeah,
duty. He said duty.
he said duty. Yeah, and then you're going to bring back at least a case with you anyway, right? So because you're going to buy all these lovely, delicious Canadian beers that we're going to have. Wayne says, I'm willing to pay duty, damn it. Well, hey, you know what? You're driving up by yourself, so if you want to go inside and have them harass you to pay duty, you go right ahead, Wayne. That'd be perfect. Okay, here we're going to get all technical now. Thanks to Mr. Anderson. The excise duty rate for beer in Canada is $35.52 per hectoliter of beer for more than 2.5% as alcohol by volume. Beer with more than 1.2 but not more than 2.5 absolute. That's just bring a case of beer.
Is that American? Because is that Canadian? Because that's like $2.
Yeah, right. A hectoliter is roughly 26 gallons. Good, thank you for putting that up there because I had no idea how big a hectoliter is, to be honest with you. I would have said it was 10 liters. I don't know.
Good Lord. How many gallons of milk fit in a supermarket cooler?
Yes.
Actually, you don't even use gallons. You're liters.
How many
liters are in a gallon or gallons in a liter?
There are, I can never remember the conversion properly. It's either 3.8 or 4.2. It's one of the two of them. So there's 3.8 or 4.2 liters per gallon.
Oh, liter. That's another one. Yeah. RE versus ER.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we were talking about that. We'll get into that later on too. For sure. All right. So before we start getting into too much of the taxes and stuff here, do you have a beer for us you're going to review here for us, Chase?
I have three. And I'm going to make you wait because I've got two sours to torment you with.
Oh,
so I'm going to make you wait to watch me drink this one. This is a double dry hop West Coast IPA from the Vale, who are not in South Carolina. They're in Virginia, but they are a super, super big name. It's called, where'd Shane go? I guess it's just me. It's called.
I'm still here. No, I'm still here. I'm in the background. I'm just letting you have your moment in the sun.
Yeah. So that's the Vale logo, and it's not UU22 or not U2, not U2, depending on how you read it. It's 8%. 8%? Yeah. 8% double IPA, double dry hop Westy. And everyone knows I'm a little, what's the word? Judicious about my West Coast IPAs. So we're going to see if that one stacks up. I'm not too worried, though, because it's the Vale. This one is from South Carolina. This is from Lincoln and South. They're down, I think they're down in Hilton Head. Hilton Head or Bluffton, which is way south of Charleston. And it's called, actually, what is the name of this? Splice of Life. And it's a kettle sour, so it's not one of those highly fruited.
I like that can.
Yeah, although I didn't realize this was as old as it was. It was canned last May.
It's still good. It's still good.
This one, however, is quite old, and I'm glad there's no date on it because I don't want to be reminded of how old it is. But if you got Taco Bell's up there?
Yes, sir. Nice. I like that.
Baja Blast.
Blast.
I've had this before. I may have even drank one of them on a live with somebody on here before. So yeah, I'll drink the sours first to torment you and make you wait for the IPA.
Okay, well, crack one open and review it. Let's have at her.
We'll do this one first, just in case it is bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, then you can wash it down with something good, right?
Here's a mini shake cam for Alan.
The good old shake cam. Hey, that's a patent pending move right there. I'm just saying.
And I am using appropriate glassware since it's a collaboration from Replay Brewing Company.
I did not expect that to be green.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks pretty much like Secret of the Ooze, right? So
yeah, I did not expect that to come out of the can at all.
that was super hard pour, huh? I think it is a green beer, but that's all green head. It smells like that. I'm reading Alan's comments.
that one there, yeah.
It does smell like, what does it say on the can? Lime, mango, pineapple, citrus, and ice cream. Whoops. It's getting a little dribbly. I'm glad I noticed that before it made a huge mess.
Oh, there you go. Drip down the side.
Big pineapple. Big pineapple on the nose. Foam stash just for you, Shane.
There you go. Perfect. You got your towel handy? I always have my towel handy.
No, I need a branded towel from you. You need to do that. You need to make branded towels for us.
You know, I was thinking of doing that too. I got somebody that I actually found somebody that can do the stitching now for me. So I probably might do that before July.
You know, this doesn't taste all that different from when it was fresh. The lime cuts it because it's pretty thick, as you can probably imagine. But the lime cuts it. It's nice, and so it doesn't taste as heavy as it obviously is. It's got a good pineapple flavor, and I don't really get the ice cream too much. It does have kind of a creamy body to it, so maybe like melted ice cream. Maybe like if you had lime ice cream that was already melted down and turned into juice. You're welcome, Alan.
Does love that shake cam.
Nothing makes me happier than having to do a one flight down shake cam in one of my videos.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting color on that.
Although
yeah, now,
a lot of that's because I get to play down with the sickness while I'm doing it.
Oh, there you go. Nice. See, now Alan and Drew and I did a beer yesterday on Alan's channel, and it was called Ectogasm.
I thought that was a sour, and I feel really stupid because I've had that beer before.
Yeah, so it's called Ectogasm. Now, if this beer would have came out looking that color, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
Because that's and as soon as you started reporting, I'm like, oh, that's green. I'm like, that's what this beer should have looked like. Like, you know, that seemed more fitting to what the name was.
There's actually a beer. Speaking of that, there's a beer called Ecto Cooler.
Okay.
Which you can obviously make note of what that's themed off of.
Right.
And it's from one of my Connecticut breweries, Alvarium, and it does pour green. And they actually made a variant that pours like pink or purple or something like that.
Nice. And check this out. We got Blue Ice in the house too. What's going on, Blue? Good to see you. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the comments here really quick, and then I'll get into my beer review here.
I got to go down to Atlanta sometime to meet up with Blue and Brian and Gabriel.
Oh, for sure. They're great to hang out with, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Sam in the house from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Go check him out. All the way from Australia. Wow. See, I just get people from all over the world just to like, hey. We got to get Sam up here too in July. That's probably not. That's a 10. I know it's a $10,000 or $12,000 trip for you, Sam. But yeah, you can afford it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's Anderson saying here? Neither did I, but basically you need a shitload of beer before the average agent will care. That's true. But I like I said, I never buy more than a case when I'm over, and I've never had a problem with that. Okay. Well, this next comment here is a complete and utter lie. Shane loves a good Flanders.
How many Flanders have you had?
And I've only had a couple. And I've hated every one of them. And that's why Sam made that comment, because he knows I like the Flanders.
Flanders. I mean, you know me. I like sours. Flanders is rough.
It's definitely a unique flavor, and I think you really have to develop that palate for it.
And power. Yes.
West is best. Absolutely. I love the West. The Wests are great.
Now,
okay,
I did not always subscribe to that because what I was used to West Coast being are like your Lagunitas.
Right. Okay.
Like darker hue, malty type of beer. like really harsh bite, really like heavy malt base to it. And
Right.
then I started trying what the West Coast actually does, and they're like clear as day. And they're like, this is perfect. This has everything you want in IPA, but it's clean and it's light, and it doesn't blow out the back of your palate. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That is true. And that's why I like IPAs too. They're just good.
Yeah.
But the beer I'm getting,
Allen's Desert Island was pretty damn close to being a
yeah, that was pretty good. That was from, where was that from? Sucrums?
Yeah.
Where was the Desert Island from, Alan? Because I know I've had one too. Sucrums or
It's Sucrums.
No,
I would sing the song. I would sing the song
Yeah.
if I could remember it off the top of my head.
I'm thinking I'm tired. Oh, the other song. Sorry.
Yeah. No, not his theme song. Not his
Sucrums.
not his chuggy award-winning theme song.
That's right. All right, so I'm gonna pop in here. I'm going to go and do a quick little review here myself. So this one is a little bit of a revisit, but in my defense, you guys know I don't like to do revisits. In my defense, I reviewed this one on episode number 5 on my channel, so almost 600 episodes ago, and almost 4 years ago. So so I barely your mic's still on, Chase, by the way, just so you know, so you don't say anything.
Oh, good. I was hoping I could get voiceover duty.
Yeah, you still have voiceover. So I'm going to be trying something just different that I normally don't. I don't drink these anymore. Well, not anymore, but very rarely. So this is called the Captain's Lager. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare on that. So from Cameron's Brewing, and it does say Golden Lager on the top. This is a 5%.
That would have been perfect for your Star Trek skit.
I know, but I mean that was all. Well, here I'm going to tie my Star Trek skit in here really good, because I'm going to be putting this glass in an Alchemist Brewery glass. How about that? Which is where I went for the Star Trek episode. So I thought that would be kind of fitting for the tie the two together.
What's the style? Is it a West Coast?
No, it is a golden lager. Golden, which is why I said I don't drink these very much anymore. I mean, I do drink lagers, but they're not my favorite, and I don't drink them very often. Oh, look how well that brings out the Alchemist Brewery logo with that big white head on there. Oh, love this glass. It's a little small. You can, yeah. Oh, well, my glass is a bit dirty and there's a lot of bubbles. You can kind of can you see me through it? Can you see me through it? That's more of an Alan thing. Why are we stealing all Alan's stuff today? The shake cam, hey, can you see my face? Can you see my face? That's kind of funny. Yeah, it's very lagery smelling. I mean, all lagers smell the same to me. Let's give it a try, guys. Cheers.
If that's an Alan thing, I feel bad because I definitely stolen it a few times and not realized I was stealing it.
Oh, what? You know what? Actually, that's not bad. Now, just before the show or before the live, I actually went back and quickly watched my review of this, which was terrible. It looks like watching a Chinese kung fu movie, because what I'm saying, the sound is actually like a second behind. So I'm like, hey, this is really good. You know? Yeah, it's pretty damn funny, that's for sure. So yeah, you know what? Not bad. It's got a nice little it's got a little bit of a fruitiness, which makes it interesting. It's not like a typical lager kind of taste, because you're getting a little bit of a fruitiness to it. Nice and mellow, really easy to drink. It's quite nice.
It is hoppy and piney with a passion fruit aftertaste.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. You'll have to go back and watch that. Like I said, episode 5. Terrible. Like, not only is the sound quality is bad, and the video quality is bad, and it's me going, hi, today we're going to be, oh no, I did a quick little James Kirk impression at the beginning, which was terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's like, I think it goes something along the lines like, today we are going to be trying the Captain's Lager. Like, I'm trying to do, I can't do Captain Kirk.
We didn't know whether you were Captain Kirk or Christopher Walken.
Yeah, one of the two, right? Absolutely.
I think we're having legal action threatened against us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always. So, Desert Island was a solid beer. It was really good. Sam says our hype breweries here do Westies really well, and I think they have the ideal ingredients. Water profile. Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, when you get into brewing, that water profile is becomes important. I brew, but I don't do any water profiling stuff. But I would really like to get into that. And
I'm actually amazed that Florida breweries, like the big elite names, that they make as good a beer as they do, because Bucks McGee tells me that you don't drink water out of Florida tap because the ground temperature is too warm. So I'm actually like Florida breweries must have some pretty impressive purification systems to get their shit nice and tight for
for sure
for the beer they put out.
I'll have to remember that, because I'm going to be going down to Florida in a couple weeks.
Oh, are you seeing Dave? Are you seeing
wait
Big
for that?
D?
Wait for that video to come out.
All right.
Sorry. Wait for those videos to come out.
Oh.
So Drew's still here. Brew here. He's still here. Brew's still here. He says, "Don't break your glass." Hey, you know what? Because Drew knows the story of one of my favorite glasses.
We have to do the beer review with Drew Cam.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, I'll just hang on. I'm gonna crawl up on my bar. I'm gonna crawl up on my bar and tilt it back. Hey, Brew here. I can't do that. I'm gonna fall off my bar. I'm gonna fall off my bar. I swear to God, the things I do to entertain you people is just incredible.
Well, you can blame that. You can blame that one on me, because I'm a terrible influence.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so Drew's saying don't break your glass, because he knows I got a really nice glass from Sawdust City. Was it Sawdust City, Drew? I don't even, that's how long ago it's been. And so I got it in this like pack, and I'm like, oh look, I got this beautiful glass. And my wife washed it, because if you get a new glass, you always have to wash it first. So my wife washed it and put it on the counter, and then proceeded to drop it on the tile floor, where it smashed into a billion pieces.
Oh no!
But the only good thing about this glass, Drew, the Alchemist glass, this is the only one that I have. If I break this, you know what that means? Got to drive to Vermont and get another one. Woo! Yeah, heady topper, here I come.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I want to go back down there again anyway.
I think I need to revisit that beer, because it's been at least 5 years, and progressively it got worse and worse to me, and my palate's changed a lot in those 5 years.
Well, if you can get a heady topper, also get a focal banger, because I think the focal banger is this much better.
That focal banger I never had, because every time someone made a run, they always got a heady topper. They always heady topper crazy. So
if I go back down there this summer, I'll grab you a couple. I'll ship you down some. Then you don't even have to worry about it.
Well,
so Sam's saying,
depending on when you go, save yourself shipping, and I'll just drink it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if I get them before July, yeah, I'll just wait till you come up. So Sam's saying, I have a mate that might be able to get me some heady topper here. Pretty pumped. Pliny recently, yeah, he just did Pliny the Elder. Is it Pliny the Elder or Pliny the Younger? I think it was Pliny the Elder he did. And I was like, oh, there's another one of those beers that everybody tries to get their hands on.
I actually have a bottle of Elder and a bottle of Blind Pig in the fridge that I'm going to do a head-to-head comparison.
You go. Yeah, Alan, I got my lawyers on speed dial. That must be for the shake cam.
Yeah,
and the you see my face? It's all trademarked. All trademarked.
One John Cena down.
Yep. Drew says, I heard the lawyers in Winnipeg are amazing. Alan says, it's the water, Drew. Because we always say, well, Drew says it, and I say it now too. The beers out of Winnipeg are fantastic, so we just assume it's the water. And hey, we were just talking about this guy just a couple seconds ago. Dave from Dave's TV, young David. Yes, I'm hopefully going to be going down there and saying hello to him in a couple weeks. So that'll be fun. Alan saying Drew Cam. Yeah. And then Bruce says Brew Cam. He's got to correct us because we did it wrong. Sam Florida breweries bring in water from the Bermuda Triangle. That's where they have a lot of fruit sours. Is that true? No, it can't be. That's just a joke, right?
I'm judging by the emoji. It's not true.
But hey, you hear stuff like that, and people, like, you go, "What, really?" Because some things get really weird like that. Vanessa is still kicking around. Stuck still at the trucking yard. I'm 32 miles north. She'll be on in a little while.
Interesting YouTuber in America.
Absolutely, 100%. And she has not found any maple stout yet. I'm gonna have to check my store. I'll find some for you, Vanessa, for sure. Okay, be at home for sure. If I can join, you can honestly see the real Drew Cam. We've all seen the real Drew Cam. It's okay.
By the way, that means he's going to be naked.
No, we don't want that. You'd be butt naked in the shower with a really low angle. You can see everything.
With a little picture of Dave.
That's what you should do, Drew. Get a cardboard cutout. Well, no, because you're going to see Dave in July anyway. You can get a cardboard cutout and bring that into the shower with you. But spray it with plastic or something.
When he sees Dave in July, we do our pictures, our videos, whatever. We do a cutout of an image of Dave full size and print out Drew a full size standout cardboard cutout and do it up with like the sensor thing that he did from Alone or All by Myself and put that so Drew can just stand up in the shower with naked Dave.
There you go. That'd work too. We could do that.
And then Dave can truly be naked and afraid.
Yes. Yeah, and he will be. He'll be naked and afraid because he's in the shower with Drew. For sure.
Sorry. That was a lot of words to get to the punchline. I apologize.
Oh, it was still good. All right, so we're of course, we have NUTMEG2PALMETTO for anybody who's just recently joined, otherwise known as Chase. NUTMEG2PALMETTO. Go check out his channel, please. I will put his link in the description, but I got to go all the way over here to where my laptop is because I'm so disorganized today. Chase was killing himself laughing at me before the show. So there's Chase's link down there. Give him a quick little subscribe there. So let's get into Chase. Like I said, I got to meet Chase in July finally in person. It was really awesome. Now, if you're not subscribed to Chase's channel, he does some really good beer reviews from down there in the Carolinas. And one of the things he's been doing, especially a lot lately, is football videos on his channel. Now, I'm not a big football guy, so I might watch like 5 minutes of it just to give you some watch time, give you a like. Hey, good job, Chase. But why don't you maybe talk a little bit about that, like the direction you're going with the football talks? I know you do some lives, like the Sunday night scaries and stuff like that. So maybe just tell people a little bit about that, for people who don't know about it.
Yeah, so Sunday Scares with Bucks McGee. Bucks McGee is a friend of mine I've known for over 21 years now. And yes, true, we know.
Wait, this one? Sorry, I skipped over that one for a second. I hit the wrong one. There we go. I'm not getting negative here.
And I kind of like I was kind of in a similar vein to you were not that long ago, not knowing what the future of the channel would be as it pertains to beer. And right. I don't think beer is going to go away, but I want to kind of diversify my brand a little bit. And he and I always have had a good rapport talking football. And with, my experience in TV, I've seen a lot of, how a show works as far as hosting and setting the analysts up. And when they say things, being able to react and kind of maybe twist them a little bit and get some candid moments and that sort of thing and some thought-provoking conversations. So, obviously sports is a very hard niche to break into because it's very saturated, but, hopefully the show is something that is an authentic reaction and not always just tugging on the bootstraps of the league and, have honest conversations about what's in the league and not just, always picking the Niners to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big football fan myself. I do watch it a bit. I throw a couple bets on football a couple times a week, which is kind of weird for some guy who really doesn't know very much about football. But I do have a quick little video here I would like to share with you guys. Now, this is basically the extent of all of my football knowledge. And it comes from a video series that's on YouTube. You guys have probably seen it. If you have not, check it out. This clip's like a minute and a half long or something like that. Freaking hilarious. So I believe the channel is called Bad Lip Reading.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And they do a lot of like NFL stuff where, they'll have the camera on the guy and they'll have some guy trying to guess what he's saying. And what he's saying kind of goes with what their lips are doing from the distance. Yeah. And they do, I think they've done a couple Star Trek or Star Wars movie clips and stuff. Really, really funny. So check out Bad Lip Reading. So really quick, take a look and you'll get an example of what the hell I'm talking about.
How you feeling?
Egg roll. I wish I had a breeze running down my leg. I'd kill for a cookie. Stingray, a double-sided Scooby snack.
Yeah, we pick our hotel. Help me burn that old man.
I can't,
Yes,
dude.
you can. Let's freaking burn that guy. Hit him on the eyeball. Hey, don't offend me.
Can I have this sloth?
A skunk! I mean, I can't believe there's a manhole and he fell in it.
I want it now! I want cake now! I want it now!
I found Fido! Hey, I found Fido! I found Fido, you guys!
Stank. Ham bone.
Hey, I'd love to get you a Mai Tai. Yeah, come on, I'll make it myself. Is that a bother?
What's wrong with him?
Ooh, I'm white.
Stop doing heroin.
I dare you to spit in that guy's drink.
I went out with a girl this weekend, but we just kept having a ball. Then I come over to hang out after the game, and the floor's just beanbags. So that's when I'm a jerk to her, because I'm all, come pick up all your floor bags. You ain't living in Southeast Asia.
You gotta make a 45 degree like this.
Use froggy voice when you ate old fruit salad.
I encompass and I eclipse. Got the hiccups.
The vet said, dude, he said, your cat's just pregnant. I said, okay, so I won't go and kick her.
Pretty female parts.
You took 3 chomps and then threw your hot dog up over here. I got 13 steaks over here.
Yeah.
The
They're
ref talking about his hookup story was the best.
Yeah, I know. No, you didn't. You didn't like what the hell's his name there? The quarterback there for the Patriots. What the hell was his name?
Brady?
Yeah, Brady. Going, I'm white. High fives the guy. Yeah, really good. Yeah, check that out if you can, guys. Like I said, it's bad lip reading. You can look up. Like I said, if you look on there, it'll be like some NFL stuff. There'll be some movies. Hunger Games is on there too, and it's just kind of fun. Just a fun little thing to go through, right?
Well, you know what? You know what the trick is with lip syncing. I've heard. I've never tested this firsthand. Just say watermelon.
To say watermelon?
Say just say watermelon over and over and over again, and it'll more or less line up with whatever you're trying to voice over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that. What's Drew saying here? Hey, love you guys. I owe you. Chase, Shane, and I are working on a new logo, new shirts coming soon. Yes, I'm trying to design some new logos for Drew. I sent him one example today. He loved it. But I want to do a couple more for him, different styles, and then maybe, I like this about this, but this I like about this, and I'll amalgamate them all together. So yeah, new beer for breakfast, facts for shirts, facts for shirts, facts for snacks, shirts coming pretty soon.
That's what you call his online shop. His Etsy shop. Facts for shirts.
Facts for shirts. Hey, there you go. There's some good marketing for us right there. Alan saying my football knowledge is on par with Shane. Yeah, that's right. I love football. I always try and, like, when everybody starts talking about football at work and they go, hey, do you like football? And I always go, yeah, LeBron James is my favorite player. I've been a big fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs since day one, and yeah, I watch every game.
Don't admit to being a fan of the Maple Leafs.
No, but I use LeBron James playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, that's how much I know about football. Well, LeBron James, you know the quarterback LeBron James plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Yeah. Love it.
Well, don't worry, Alan, because at least the hockey Jets are a lot better than the football Jets.
That's true. Actually, Winnipeg's having a pretty good year this year. Instead of going watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. And Alan's got to change up a little bit. Watermelon, cantaloupe.
Yeah, you know.
That might work too. Cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Watermelon, cantaloupe. Watermelon, cantaloupe.
Maybe it's like what's the word? Not a pseudonym, but like where you say watermelon X amount of times, and then like every fourth time you say cantaloupe or something like that.
Oh, like watermelon, 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 cantaloupe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably work somehow. I'm
Yeah.
sure. That'd work in there somehow. All right, yeah. So I love that. Like I said, that lip reading thing is freaking fan-damn-tastic. I love it. So funny just to sit and watch. Like, what's the one Star Wars one? I think it's the part where Luke is talking to Obi-Wan, like when they first meet, kind of thing, and he says something like, "I miss Brenda," and it's like, what? But that actually looks like what he's saying. What's my buddy Anderson saying here? All you need to know about the NFL is that the Browns are going to win the Super Bowl. Okay, I don't know. I don't even know who's in the top seeds or anything like that. Like I said, I watch it at work. I'll throw a couple bets on the favorites because again, I don't know football very well, so I'll throw a couple bets on the favorites.
He might not be wrong. If they've got good odds, they might be worth throwing a little something on it. Because outside of Baltimore right now, the AFC is not looking that hot.
Right.
And they're resting all their guys this week, and they're going to have the bye next week. So they're going to go into their first game on 2 weeks of shaking off rust. So the Browns might be worth throwing a little something on.
Nice. That'd be cool. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Chase, and I apologize because we didn't talk about this beforehand. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's your guess to win the Super Bowl?
I feel like it changes every 3 weeks.
Like today, if the Super Bowl let's say the Super Bowl is going to happen today, who would you pick?
Right now, the smart money's on Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Get your money. Start betting on Baltimore. That's what I'm going to do. As soon as the live's done, I'm going to go.
Will it be them? I don't know. I mean, San Francisco's been my favorite all season, but
right.
They didn't look very good on Christmas night against the Ravens. I'm not big on either of the NFC East teams. I'm a little bigger on Dallas, but I mean, Dallas has had some sketchy games lately, so you don't know which Cowboys team's going to show up.
Right.
I don't hate the Cleveland pick. I don't think they'll win it, but they could definitely at least get to championship weekend, if not the Super Bowl.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think smart money's on Baltimore right now.
Nice. All right. Now then you get guys like me who are hockey guys, and I think within the first 5 games of the season, I put down my bet on the winner for the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
And it was not a team that they used to be really, really good years ago, but the first couple games they were playing really, really well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to throw $5 on these guys to win the Stanley Cup, and if they do, I make $358. I think is what the payout is. I picked the Detroit Red Wings.
They actually are having a good year, aren't they?
They're having I mean, they went through I think they hold the record for the longest consecutive playoff appearances. I think it was like 22 or 23 straight years they were in the playoffs. And then they kind of fell off for a couple of years, but the beginning of this year they were looking pretty good. So I'm like, you know what? It's an outside the odds were really good. Obviously $5 pays me $358. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this bet in now because if they continue to do well, those odds are obviously going to go down, and my $5 might get me $50.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I threw that in there just to go. Sam saying the Niners. You'd get along great with Drew. Drew's a huge Niners fan. You don't want to know who I follow in the NHL, Shane? Yeah, I
Maple
do.
Leafs.
I do. Go ahead. Like I don't. Yeah. Throw it up, Sam. Throw it up. It's probably Toronto. If you don't want to admit it, it's probably Toronto because all Maple Leafs fans are just embarrassed. That's all it is. No, tell me seriously. Tell me who it is, Sam. I'm cool with it. I won't give you too hard of a time about it. Alan's saying I need to head out for a bit. Hope to be joined back in later. We're here until 10 p.m. So feel free to stop back in if you can. Alan, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
I didn't pace out my first beer very much because we're not even in an hour yet. It's already gone.
So, crack another one. It's all good, man. So, yeah, Sam saying Leafs Nation. Now, here's the thing. Now, that's really weird, especially from a guy from Australia. I know, especially in this area here. Yeah, because I'm not far from Toronto. Like, Toronto's like on a good day, like an hour and 15-minute drive, but usually 2 hours because the traffic's horrendous. And I always get to see these young guys, and I'm 52, so anybody under 30 is young to me. And they always, they got their Maple Leafs gear on, and I always say to them, I'm like, hey, I said, why are you a Leafs fan?
Yeah.
Just curious. And usually it's, oh, my dad was a Leafs fan, or my whole family were Leafs fans and stuff like that. I'm like, so you couldn't think for yourself? Is that what you're saying? Right? I bust their balls really hard. And they're like, no, they're a great team, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, so let's sit down and talk about this for a second. And I say, look, I'm 52 years old, okay? The last time they won a cup, my mother was 15. Do the math. Do the math. And it's true. When the Leafs won the Cup in '67, my mom was 15 years old. How can you back a team like that? Now, mind you,
That's just
Calgary.
torment. That's
Yeah.
being a New York Jets fan.
Yeah, right. Now, granted, Calgary's not having a good year this year, but at least I actually got to watch them win a Stanley Cup. They won a Stanley Cup in my lifetime, right? Mind you, it was 40 years ago, but still,
Yes.
they still won a Stanley Cup in my lifetime, and I actually watched that game.
87?
So that was
87?
no, that was 80. Oh my God, I'm gonna hurt my head. 81, I think.
Oh God, I
was
wasn't even alive.
It was against Montreal.
I wasn't even alive yet.
It's Dave sending you. Head note, guys. All finished up tomorrow. Cheers. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Dave. Always good to see you. And it doesn't matter. Dave's going to have more than enough of me in a couple of weeks, so it's okay.
I want to
They'll
pick
be
him
sick
up
of me.
and put him in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make sure to wear my cap when I'm on next night. Yeah, do that for sure, Sam. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I won't give you I'll give you a little bit of a hard time, but not too much for it because my team's doing shit this year, so I can't really talk. But hey, if you want to grab a Winnipeg's Jet hat, I mean that would Alan would love that.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, just got to them as a kid here. Obviously, I have no allegiance to a specific area. Yeah, 'cause I don't. Do you? This is just me being ignorant Canadian, Sam. Do you guys have hockey teams down there? Like, is that hockey a sport in Australia? I don't know. I'm gonna say it's probably not because it's pretty warm there most of the time.
Well, their
again,
seasons are inverted from ours.
Yeah, but they don't get. I was talking to actually Mad Dan the other day. He messaged me on a video chat, maybe January 2nd, just to say, Happy New Year. And I talked to him and Dry Jam for probably an hour and a half. And he said they never get snow there because there's no mountains to create the snows, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was saying when it gets super cold, now to them, super cold is like -5 Celsius. And they explained why it's so cold because they're in Australia, their houses are not insulated because they don't need to be, right? Because it usually doesn't get quite that cold. But yeah, I thought it was and I never even thought to ask Dan about hockey if they have a team down. I know probably rugby and Australian rules football is probably super popular down there as well as soccer, football, soccer,
Football,
soccer.
A Frenchman, a Canadian Frenchman can't say that. Football.
Football. 67 is a year as well. Yeah, Wayne, you're only a couple years older than I am. You're like 4 years older than I am. Yeah. Which is nothing, really. It's nothing.
That means Shane wasn't alive when the Maple Leafs won the cup.
Yeah, right? Oh, no, 67. Yeah, that's the year that they won. So he was just born when they won the cup. There you go. Anderson saying, since you're a hockey fan and this is an alcohol channel, have you tried? No, I have not. Tuukka Rask's long.
Finnish?
No, I have not.
Is he Finnish?
Tuukka Rask? I don't think he's Finnish. Do you know what nationality he is, Anderson? Off the top of your head?
Long drink is Finnish long drink. I didn't know if Anderson was making.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is Finnish then. Yeah, it could be.
I didn't know if he was making a tongue-in-cheek reference.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what nationality he is. He doesn't play anymore, does he? No, he's retired. Yeah, I think he's retired now.
He may have.
Think he's
Yeah,
retired?
I know he was weird about something. He was weird about doing their little COVID bubble thing.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if he's. Yeah, so so he is Finnish. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know for sure.
The Finnish long drink. That's a thing.
Yeah, that makes total sense, right? Sam saying it is a sport here, but very rare. We only have a few teams and stadiums that suit. Yeah, and I understand that, especially considering where you are. That makes total sense. It wouldn't be a big thing. Aussie rules football is definitely my jam. I do enjoy watching Aussie rules football now and rugby, but you got to remember, I don't understand a freaking rule that's going on. I just know you got to get from this end to this end with the ball, and you have to pass it backwards. That's where my stuff ends. But my favorite thing about those sports, and I'm going to show my ignorance here, Sam. I apologize. I can't remember if it's rugby or Australian rules football. but you always got the one referee. I don't know what you call him, maybe a linesman or something, and he stands there and he does this. I don't know. I think that's great. They're just sitting there going, yeah, for whatever the point was or something like. Again, I know nothing about either one of those sports, but hey, if I ever come down to Australia, which I am planning on doing within the next couple of years, we'll hook up and maybe we'll go watch a game because that'd be cool.
That's on the top of my bucket list for places to go.
Oh, Australia, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, but it's such an expensive trip. That's the only problem.
Oh yeah.
There we go. The mighty Melbourne Demons. There you go. Perfect. I love it.
The Demons.
I'll have to go and watch that. That's exactly what it is. But he had introduced it to the U.S. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm obviously gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go down to the States and get it because I obviously won't be able to buy that up here.
It's a nice crushable drink. It's low. I think it's low calorie. It doesn't taste super light. Like it has a lot of flavor to it though.
Right.
So it's a decent little drink.
Yeah. So Sam's saying that's Aussie rules football. Yeah. Thanks. Like I said, I know they're very similar, and again, this is from an ignorant person who doesn't know either sport very well, and I'm glad you take it very well because I know some Australians are very diehard about both sports and like, no, that's Aussie rules football, man. Like what are you doing? Or they get all bent out of shape about stuff. I'm glad you don't, though, sir. Thank you very much. He says the umpire is signaling a goal. Yeah, I thought that. It was like, whoa! It's so like it's so forceful and quick the way they do it. It just makes me laugh. I don't know what it is.
I'm surprised your Australian accent's not better after your Mad Dan doppelganger.
It's I can't do accents. Like I barely do a good Canadian accent. Canadian, right? If you're ever in Melbourne, I'll take you around to some of our great. Yeah, absolutely. I will. Like when I do get over there, like I'm hoping within the next 3 years or so, Sam. That's my plan. Is to come down there, and I will be flying into Melbourne because Mad Dan just lives in Creswick, as you probably know, which is northwest of Melbourne. So yeah, I'll definitely look you up. We'll hook up. We'll go do some beers. The three of us can just sit and hey, look at the drunk Canadian. Ha ha ha. Why does he talk so funny?
He's like a little leprechaun.
You're like a leprechaun. No, that's you. You're the Canadian leprechaun.
Yes,
you were the Canadian leprechaun.
That was the thing I forgot.
Yeah, that was. And if anybody doesn't understand that reference that me and Chase are talking to, go check out my episode 400. Right, that was my 400th episode.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I had everybody kind of collaborate on that, which I didn't do for 500. 500 I did my own thing. I'm sneaking up on 600. Like I'm like.
The thing that killed me the most about that was every time I said A, you did the little graphic in the corner.
Oh, the A counter?
A counter?
It's like, I'm going to try this beer, A. And I would have the little counter in the corner going, ding, number 1. And this looks pretty good, A. Bing, 2. I think you said A, like, I don't know, like 23 times or something like that. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Well, because you were supposed to be imitating me. So, I mean, that's, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that little, poke at, like when I do my doppelgangers on people. I do a little poke at humor, which is I know it's meant with a lot of respect and it's meant to be funny, and I appreciate that. But that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Sam said, "Yeah, I need to meet Dan." So do I, dude. I've been friends. Well, I've been friends with him, but like internet friends, I guess. I talk to him quite often over video chats all the time. Yeah, great guy. It's one of those guys you want to meet in person. Kind of like when I got to meet Chase. Chase was an awesome guy. I got to meet him in July in Chicago, and I was so excited to meet him because he was one of the few guys that I hadn't met yet, and it was just super fun. It was super fun. We had a super great time. We'd probably get on real well. Yeah, Dan is definitely a character. You would definitely get along with him. Both country blokes with outgoing personalities and a love for beer. Yeah, I'm gonna. If I go out with you two guys, I'm gonna be having a fantastic damn time. That's for sure.
Well, Mad Dan was the one that chased down the llamas or whatever he did in your 400th, right?
Kangaroos.
Kangaroo. Okay.
Yeah, and that was that video that he shot with the kangaroos in the background. I think that was like right in his backyard, basically. Like he kind of walked out and he goes, "There's like a field in my backyard," and he goes, "This is what you see. It's a bunch of kangaroos fighting and stuff," which is freaking hilarious. It's for us, it's a novelty because we don't see kangaroos up here, right? So that'd be like if Dan or Sam ever come up here and got to walk my pet moose Maurice down the street. That's always a little fun little thing to do.
I was gonna say if they came up and said, "What's a polar bear?"
Oh, way up north for and you don't want to see a polar bear. God damn. Polar bears. I think this is true. You might have to look it up, but I'm almost 100% positive that polar bears are the only bears that will actively hunt humans.
Oh God.
Whereas like a grizzly bear or a whatever, they will. I mean, they'll come at you, but they won't. They're not trying to get you. Polar bears will hunt you down and kill you on purpose. Whereas, like I said, if you come across a grizzly bear, you can kind of sometimes, back away and make lots of noise and do all that shit that you're supposed to do, and they usually just piss off. But polar bears, no, they're going to kill you because they think it's fun. They think it's fun, and I don't want to go anywhere where there's polar bears because that's cold. Like I live in, you can't go much farther south in Canada than you can,
Dude.
But not a whole lot farther south in Canada than where I live, and it's cold.
This is the coldest. This is the coldest winter we've had in 4 years. This is the coldest winter I've experienced since Connecticut. I don't know what's going on this year.
I tell everybody all the time, I'm like the worst Canadian ever because once we get into October and the temperature starts to drip down, you start to get into fall. It's too cold for me. Somebody get me a jacket. Like I am just the biggest baby when it comes to cold.
And you're hitting freezing in October, right?
What's that?
You're hitting freezing in October, right?
Well, I think we're just a little bit below freezing today. So it's -3, which is probably like 28 for you, I guess, somewhere in there, like just below that freezing mark.
But
February is brutal. February is always brutal. I'll go down to Drew's and do a beer review, and I got like 4 layers of clothes on, a jacket, scarf, toque, mittens, and Drew's standing there in a t-shirt and shorts going, "Hey, everybody, it's Drew from Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks." I'm like, put some clothes on, dude. Like, put some clothes on.
Psycho.
Yeah, he's a little bit crazy, but great fun to hang out. Drew's a lot of fun to hang out with. He really is. Super fun. I can't wait till you guys get to hang out with him in July.
And in July, he's going to be the one who's going to be a baby. He's going to be like, "Oh my God, it's so hot."
Yes. I'm sweating. Bring back winter. # bring back winter. Yeah. Oh, he's a bigger guy, so I mean the heat doesn't go well with him, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are gonna love Drew. He's got such a. If you think his personality on camera is big, wait till you meet him in person. That's all I got to say.
Because on video, it eventually stops when the video ends.
Yeah, like he just has such a
stopping it in person.
Yeah, he just has a big outgoing personality. He's a lot of fun to be around. Really funny. He likes to joke around. Just a great guy just to hang out with, and you always know he's in the room. But let's put that. You always know he's in the room. For sure.
I think we're almost coming up on the hour mark, so I think I'm gonna get this beer ready.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And I wanna do a little something with the glass, because if you'll see, it's backwards.
It's printed backwards? Oh, I thought that maybe you had it the wrong way around.
No. It's actually printed backwards on the glass, but it dawned on me because you're supposed to read it through this side, because going back to our conversation before, West Coast IPA is supposed to be clear.
Right.
So you're supposed to read the words through the beer.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have a West Coast there that's clear?
I hope it's clear.
We're gonna find out in just a minute.
I have pretty good confidence that the Veil would do this proper, but
you would think so.
Yeah, but I've never had this beer. I've never seen a picture of it. I will say this is incredibly fresh. 11/27.
Okay, yep. That's not old at all. Like a month.
Yeah.
5 weeks. This is gonna be great. I hope that this actually works.
Uh-oh.
You're
Well,
good.
At least it's not
You're
dark and murky.
It looks like it might be a touch hazy for it. We'll test it out here in this. Yeah, I think that's gonna be too hazy.
Yeah, that's very hazy. That's weird that that's weird that they call it a West Coast. Just call it a New England.
Well, you might still be able to get away with it once we get into that.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't even have my nose in, and it smells like a West Coast.
Yeah. So hey, Drew's still in the house, even though he said he wasn't going to watch. He's saying, those were nice words. Thank you, Shane. And yes, you think I'm nuts on camera. Wait till we meet, Chase. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Like I said, he's he's super, like I've always said, super great guy, great personality, and so much fun because he's
Drew,
just,
then I'm gonna
he's wild
warn.
and
I'm
free.
gonna warn Drew. I'm gonna warn Drew right now because I am a freaking mirror. I will match whose ever energy is coming at me.
That is true. Yeah, but you've got pretty good energy too, though, Chase. Like when we were hanging out in Chicago, you were, pretty like, hey, let's we were all very excited to be there and meet each other and stuff. But you had a good energy, and Drew, I'll tell you this right now: when you meet Chase, you're just gonna want to hang around him all the time because he laughs at pretty much everything.
Yeah,
And
you're gonna think
and
you're the funniest person to be born.
yeah, and he has a very infectious laugh. Like even if you're like he starts laughing at something and you don't even find it's funny, you're laughing because Chase's laugh is just infectious. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be such a great time. I can't wait for everybody to come up. I'm so come on July because it's gonna be such a great time. Not that there's any.
I'm also saying come on July because it'll be warm again.
Yeah, exactly right. Me too, brother. Oh, untapped pitcher. There you go.
Yes, sorry. I forgot to do it with the first beer, but fortunately I've already had that beer before, so it's got a record.
Oh, so there you go. It's not like it's a new one.
Yeah.
Kind of like this one I just had. I don't know if I'm. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna throw it on untapped anyway, even though I've had it already.
Yeah, we're not seeing those letters.
Yeah, you can't see. Hang on. Let me hold it back up there again for a second, Chase. I'm gonna put you in solo, and just to see if that helps.
Just for everyone's reference.
What's that say?
That is.
Nobody likes West Coast IPA. Is that what that says?
Nobody likes West Coast IPA. It's a joke.
Right.
It's a joke. The person that made the glass is a big West Coast IPA fan. So the joke, because everyone hates on West Coast IPA, and I think it's because going back to our thank you, Sam. It's going back to our discussion. It's because people think West Coast IPAs. They think those dark malty colored beers, and
right.
That's not what they're meant to be. They're supposed to be nice and clear and clean and crisp and have all that hop profile. So the joke that like nobody likes West Coast IPAs, I think it's probably because of that, because they get a bad reputation from the Torpedoes and Lagunitas of the world. And and so it's a joke because of that. But then they made the glass with the writing on it, and I'm pretty sure they write it backwards because they're supposed to be clear, and you should be able to see the letters. And you'd obviously
makes sense. That's too bad it didn't work out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam's saying he subscribed to Alan. I know Alan's not here anymore. I don't think. Subscribe to Alan, and also Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks, and to you, Chase. I know you just said thank you to him. Thanks, Sam. 3 great channels. I mean, Chase's channel is good, especially if you're into American football, which I don't know if you are or not. You're going to get lots of information on Chase's channel about that. He does a lot of American football stuff.
Yeah.
Drew, you're going to love Drew. He's like, wow, he's out there. He's awesome.
Sorry, Shane.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're good.
I've got some beer reviews coming. They're shot and ready to be edited, but I'm redoing the theme song, so I've got to collect some new B-roll, so it's going to be a little while before I actually get them live.
What? You're doing a new intro?
Yeah.
It's not going to be 17 minutes long?
No, I'm going to try not to do that again.
So Sam, you've never watched Nutmeg's intro? When you start watching his video, you know you can hit the 10-second thing to zip through. Do that like 15 times, and you might get to the end of his. Chase holds the world record for the longest YouTube beer reviewer intro. Actually, you know what? Don't skip it. Watch it one time just so you can understand what the hell I'm talking about.
Because it's got a lot of good shots in there. I was really proud of doing it. It just doesn't. I guess it just is too long.
You know, the footage that you got in there is great. Just like, oh god, I've seen this like 15 times. Right. So Drew's saying, I hope that's an Android. Stupid iPhone.
Who, me? He knows I'm not an Android person.
Yeah. Oh, see, and I am. So it's okay. Whatever phone works for you personally. I've never been a big, I got an Android. Why are you using a stupid iPhone? It's whatever works for you.
Ray's like that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not aware of that. I don't think I ever had a conversation
Every
like
time
that.
I said something about Apple, he like took it as an opportunity to double down and triple down on saying something bad about Apple.
Now, I used to have an iPhone years ago, and when I went to go upgrade my phone, I was like, oh, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll try an Android for a couple of years just to see what it's like. And I loved it. I preferred it over iPhone, but it does what I need it to do in the way I want to do it. So I think, and again, if you're an iPhone user, you're used to that. Like, hey, it does what I need it to do the way I want it. I'm just a little bit different. I want to do it this way. I think Drew is a Google Pixel guy, and he enjoys the Google Pixels, which is, I mean, it is Android basically.
That
But,
phone is going to last him till the day he dies.
Oh yeah, they're great.
One of my good friends, she has a Pixel. I don't know if she upgraded recently, but if she hasn't, she's still on the same phone, and she's probably had it for like 7 years. Google Pixel does not die.
No, and they're a really good phone. I might actually get one of those next time because Drew he talks highly about the Google Pixel all the time, so I might get that maybe next time. Drew's saying I love West Coast. Yeah, West Coasts are great. Sam says, give me that caramel toffee, biscuit, pine, resin, grass, citrus, dangness, and bitterness every day of the week. Yes, sir. 100%.
Coffee and caramel and toffee? He's not talking about West Coast.
Oh, the biscuit, the pine, the resin. I ignored the caramel toffee.
Oh, I was going to say, caramel and toffee. That's not a West Coast.
Well, every once in a while. Drew saying, I love you. I love your intro though. And I said it's a great intro. I do enjoy it. There's a lot of great cinematography, which is all shot by Chase. Like that's none of that stock footage. That's all his stuff. And it's great. And again, this my personal opinion. Much like when I do my beer reviews, it's my opinion. I think his intro is too long, and he knows that. And I give him a hard time about it all the time because mine's like I don't know 12 seconds long or something like that.
Well, that's because you do graphics and I don't. I'll edit till I'm blue in the face. I hate graphics.
He'll edit till he's blue in the face unless he has a big project. Then he just sends it to me.
No, I don't send you the big project. I just send you the graphics.
That's true. Like the Love Boat, that Love Boat project drove me crazy, dude. Chase is like, here's what you're gonna do, Sam. Go to Chase's channel and look up Love Boat. He did a beer called Love Boat. And he wanted to do an intro like the Love Boat show. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It was an American show back in the day. And he's like, hey, can you do this for me? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I love editing. I enjoy the challenge of editing. But oh my God, that was such a pain in the ass doing that one. But I got through it and it turned out good. I enjoyed it. Like once it was done, I'm like, yeah, I said, that's why I worked so hard on that. Yeah, right there. Sam saying he's a Vikings fan.
It's not as bad as being a Jets fan, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah, for sure. Drew saying, loved my character.
Yes.
Of course. You absolutely have to. Okay, so what are we at here? We're an hour in. Most weeks, not every week, most weeks, I usually do a little bit of some kind of music, which I think this is probably the part that everybody hates about my show, is I grab my guitar and I sing a quick little song or something. Because I'm not the love. Yeah, I know Chase absolutely loves my guitar playing and singing and silly songs and stuff. So I do have a point to the song today. I'm going to play you a ridiculously stupid song that everybody hates, and I know ahead of time that everybody hates it, but it's going to be a segue into my next little bit. So I'm going to.
Is it Rebecca Black's Friday?
Rebecca Black? I don't know who that is.
Oh, the one.
Oh, hey, Chase. Remember before we started the show when I was throwing shit around? Guess what? I'm still throwing shit around. Still throwing shit around. Sorry, I was trying to. I have behind my bar. I have a big rubber mat, because I used to do a lot of flair bartending and stuff. You guys know I have a gajillion bottles behind my bar, and I used to do the juggling of the bottles, and I had the rubber mat in case I dropped one. But yeah, what's Sam saying here? Haven't even cracked a beer yet, boys. Normally Saturday mornings, I'm on it really fitting UK. But yeah, you know what? I don't care if it's early. I know it's early morning for you.
He's living in the future. He's living in the future.
Well, if my math is correct, I believe for Sam, it is 10 after 12, like noon on Saturday, like tomorrow.
That's
that right,
that's
Sam?
drinking time. That's prime day drinking hours.
That's right. You're in the afternoon, dude. Crack it open. Let's go. Let's go.
Not that any of us would judge you for a breakfast beer, but it's not even a breakfast beer.
No. There you go. Open a beer. Open a beer, Sam. Even Drew's saying, open up a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, correct. So it's 12. It's noon on Saturday for him. Basically.
5 a.m. beers for him would be happy hour for us.
Now, with my working hours, it's not unusual for me to have a beer at 6 o'clock in the morning, because that's my after work beer, right? Because I'm just coming home. So I remember the first couple of years that I lived here, especially in the summer, I'd be out on the back deck, or even I'd sit out front, whatever, and I'd be having a beer at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And for the first little while, my neighbors all thought I was an alcoholic because I was drinking it, because they didn't know that, hey, you know what? No, Shane works nights, so
yeah,
that's what you're gonna get. Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, this is all gonna make sense, and I apologize for the bad singing and how terrible this song is, and it is a absolutely terrible song. Let me go through the comments here really quick. Even tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Brew is having a beer. Yeah, why not? I do. I'll drink in the morning. I don't care. And Sam saying, yeah, same with me. I do rotating shift work. I do a solid shift. I do 10 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's basically my shift. Sometimes I crack a beer at 6 a.m. Yeah. Well, your 6 a.m. is like 10 o'clock at night for me, though. I'm just going to work when you're cracking that 6 o'clock beer. Like so there you go. 8? I'm just finishing my night as you're just starting it, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, so let's get into this stupid song. I apologize for the bad singing, ladies and gentlemen, but there is a point to this song, because it's going to be a segue into a little video clip I'm going to play for you here in just a couple minutes. Yeah, there it is. And you guys are going to know what this song is right away, and you're going to be like, I'm unsubscribing from this asshole right now.
He's gone, done.
Yeah, because it's not a great song. Actually, Drew enjoys my songs as well. He's a big fan. But I apologize for the singing and the playing once again, guys. So it's a little song goes something like this. Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and the mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes croak, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks say quack, and fish go blub, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? Anyway, here's why this is a segue into my next. I apologize. That's a terrible song, and I don't sing very well.
I don't think I ever actually. I know what the song is, but I don't think I ever actually listened to it, so I didn't recognize it at all.
What does the fox say? Ring, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's the part I know.
What does the fox say? Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, it's an awful song. Actually, it's really sad because the guy who sings it is an excellent singer. It's just a shitty song. Anyway, so we're going to transition into why that makes sense in just a second here. So about a week ago, I was outside at work on one of my breaks, having my little vape, because you guys know I vape. And I was outside with maybe 12 or 15 people-ish. And there was a sound going. People could hear the sound. They're like, what the hell is that? And I was sitting there quiet because I knew what it was. And they're all like, no, what is that? What the hell is that sound? And everybody said, hey, do you hear that? What is that sound? Blah, blah, blah. And there's literally, like I said, 12 or 15 people, and nobody knew what the hell it was. And I said, Jesus Christ, guys, it's a fox. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, it's a fox. And they're like, how do you know that? I'm like, well, they don't sound like that. And it's really funny. So this is going to be Shane's little educational part. Because do you know what a fox sounds like, Chase? Just off the top of your head, do you know what it sounds like?
Couldn't tell you.
It's really weird. And that's why that song came out, because he was like, what does the fox say? Everybody knows that a dog goes woof, a cat goes meow, blah, blah, blah. But what does this fox sound like? And this is going to blow you away. So I have a male fox and then a female fox. It's about a 20-second clip. But yeah, so you guys are about to get educated on what a fox says.
The female one is terrifying.
There you go. That's what a fox sounds like. So you guys have all been just educated now. So anytime you hear that, what does the fox say? You can go, ah, because that's what it fucking sounds like.
And I don't know if it was. I don't know if just the sound of the female fox was terrifying, or the fact that you had it in like Blair Witch shooting footage.
That just happens to be the footage that I found. That's all. But yeah, so we're, like I said, I was out on break, and you could hear it was a male fox, obviously not the second one, and he was just like, and they're like, what the hell is that? Because it almost sounds like, to me, it almost sounds like a small kid getting hurt really badly, like, you know, then the little kid screaming like, ah, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, they're all like, what is that? I'm like, it's a fox. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it's a fox. So I had to actually look it up on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to play this YouTube clip of what a fox sounds like. And they're like, well, son of a bitch, I didn't know that's what a fox, you know, made the noise of. I'm like, that's going to be great content for my live coming up. So I'm going to thank you guys. Thank you for not knowing. So yes, that's why I had to play the shitty song. And Drew said, yeah, I know you like my songs, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What's Sam saying here? The Grammys just rang. They want you up in light. You've already been nominated for Alternative Artist of the Year and Best Album Cover. Thank you, sir. That'd be awesome. We should make. Oh no, that'd be kind of unfair.
Well, then he needs to listen to your Chicago Brewtuber song that I featured on my channel.
Oh, that's true. If you go, you're subscribed to Nutmeg's channel now. At the beginning of his last couple of videos, his beer videos, I made up a song at the last Brewtubers get together in Chicago, and he's used that for his intro. So you're gonna see me playing my guitar and singing a shitty little song. I basically stole the music from Hotel California from the Eagles and changed the words to
YouTube. And despite the fact that it was you playing your guitar, not using music, it wasn't music underneath, despite it was you playing the guitar and your vocals, YouTube still wanted to yell at me for Hotel California. It's
in a different key though, even.
I didn't say the internet was smart.
The song Hotel California, I actually play it in a different key. I think I play it like one step down, because that's just the way I learned it, and I know that's not the way you're supposed to play it, but I learned it a step down. That's how it was taught to me. So it's not even in the same key, and it's not the words. The words are completely different. Living it up at the beer reviewers get together. You know, like that doesn't sound like Hotel California whatsoever. But hey, thanks for the little shout out though, Sam. I appreciate that, buddy. Like I said, I always tell people I do the little song every once in a while, and I barely play guitar very well, and my singing is atrocious, but I still do it every once in a while. Your album cover was a female fox wearing a Calgary snapback, screaming at some Leaf kids. Yes, that is a great album cover idea right there. That would be absolutely awesome.
You know what just dawned on me a couple minutes ago?
What's that?
Since you know how the Oscars always has an MC?
Yes.
Since he's not technically a beer reviewer, we should have Starving Actor do the MC work for the Chuggies.
Oh, for sure. If we can get him up here, I would be more than happy to get him to do that. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Well, and if we can't get him up to Niagara, we'll for sure try to get him out in these parts when I host.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I would like to have a separate host. That'd be actually a really cool idea to do. Maybe I'll try and look into that for this year. Get a non-beer guy to do the hosting part, because last year it was just me doing well, I mean, everybody did. Like I did the main hosting, then you did a segment, Paul and Ray did a segment, Mallory and Chu did a segment, Blue Ice and Brian did a segment. But yeah, just have like a main central host. Yeah, I think I could even convince I can convince somebody to come and do that just for the afternoon kind of thing. Yeah. Or the evening, I guess, because we don't do that till Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Usually. All right, where did I didn't even grab another. You talk for about 2 seconds there. Well, probably about 15 seconds. Because I'm going to go grab a quick little beer, and I will be right back.
All right. Well, I guess since he's grabbing a beer, I'll talk about mine, even though you can't see through it, so I can't say it's a true West Coast IPA. It does smell like a West Coast IPA. It does have that like resinous note, but it's very, very, very subtle. It's not strong at all. The flavor, though, it definitely borders more on a dank New England style. It definitely it definitely tastes more of that kind of dank New England flavor. It does have kind of that harsh piney bite a little bit, but it's definitely a bit too thick and full for me to consider to be a West Coast. But at least it's not that dark multicolor like a Lagunitas. It's at least yellowish. No, Drew, if he peed, he would have been peeing in the sink.
But the sink's over there. The sink's like literally right there, right below that, right there. No, I really did grab a beer, and I'm going to enjoy a beer here that only.
Shane, I have faith in you arcing your stream.
Well, I could probably do it. I'm not going to put that on a live stream. I mean, God, I do enough stuff. I do enough stuff to get banned from YouTube on my channel. I don't need to add more to it.
Well, it didn't say you had to show your junk.
That's true. So I'm going to be trying a beer here that I think maybe only 6 people on the entire face of the planet have ever had. Drew is one of them. I think Drew has had this. Alan has had this. My buddy Matt. My buddy Marty. Home brew.
Oh, baby.
So this is my Where's Waldo. It's a cross between a golden ale and a session IPA.
Are you going to have some fresh ones in July?
I might. Well, it wouldn't be nothing to brew up some and bring it down, so I might do that. But I'm going to go with my older recipe. I explained this to Drew when I brought it down. When I keep brewing this same recipe, but I tweak it just a little bit. Now, the last batch, not this batch, the last batch I did was excellent. But I'm like, you know what? I want to see if I can get it maybe just a little bit more bitter, because that's what I personally like, just a touch. And I kind of messed something up, and it wasn't as good as the batch before. And Drew backs me up on this one because I brought some down to him. But it's still a really decent beer. There's the color of it there.
Oh, look at you!
Yeah.
Now that you can see yourself through.
Oh, can I see? I'm trying to get the good. I can't see it because my the glass is literally right in front of my. Okay, can you? Okay, because I can't see the screen when I do this, so I couldn't tell if it was going through or not.
That's a professional beer right there. That's professional clarity.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Like I said, this one's I made this back. Oh God, it's getting kind of old for the style. I think I made this in. It was ready to go in September, so it's a couple months old. But I only have like 3 or 4 left. But I figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to sit here and enjoy it.
What style is it?
It's a cross between a golden ale and a session IPA. It comes in at about 4.5%. It's not bad. It's not bad. Getting a little bit of like it's little. I use Galaxy hops and Citra hops in it, and then I dry hop with Citra as well. The malts are 2-row. God, I can't remember what the other malt is. There's 2-row, and it escapes me at this freaking time. I can't remember what the hell it is. Drew's saying, I washed my hands in that sink before. Yeah, you did. And when was that, Drew? That was during the drunken escapade weekend. Which, God, I've never drank that much in an entire weekend. Drew is a bad influence on me.
With Brian?
What's that?
With Brian?
No, no, like it was I think it was 2 years ago or so. I went down to Drew's house because he had a hot tent in his backyard, which is basically just a big canvas tent with a stove inside it. And I've always wanted to stay in one because I would like to get one. And I'm like, hey, can I come and stay in your house? He's like, yeah, come on down. So we got the hot tank going. We just like literally we're just pounding through beers, doing a bunch of videos. We actually did a couple of videos that I still have on my computer that have not been published because Shane was wrecked. Like wrecked. I'm saying, we're gonna do this, but what's this beer, Drew? Like I was done. And Drew's sitting there like, yeah, hey, yeah, no, it's this beer. It's like he didn't even drink all day. That's the worst part. It's like he didn't drink all day. Like he did. He was with me, but he was. Oh God, he can hold his liquor, that guy. So we drank all night at Drew's house, and then we got up in the morning And then I drove him and his wife up here, and they stayed overnight here. So it was basically another entire day of drinking beers behind the bar. We did a gazillion beers here. We did one in front of the fireplace. We did a nice stout. And then the next morning we had to have, one more. And it's just like, I felt like just crap that week. I was so done because I'm not used to drinking that much. Which is what we were talking about that on Rod J's channel yesterday. I was on his live with him. And how we get that misconception, or people like get that misconception about us as beer reviewers, that we drink all the time.
No,
and we don't. Like, we do like a beer for a video, and then, hey, maybe on a Thursday night, there's nothing going on, I'll have a beer and watch the hockey game. Like, I don't sit and pound beers. I don't pound 15 beers a day.
I take a week off regularly.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, going forward now with my channel, I did mention it on my New Year's, but I also mentioned it 9 months before that. I'm going to do it a little bit different, not do as many. So like all that stuff's coming up. Like, I've only done in the past week, I've only done one video, which is great. But it's like, I got so many great beers in here, and I know I'm not going to be able to get around to them because they're just going to expire before I get to them. So I'm just going to drink them as I come along. So Vanessa's back in the house.
Just drink them and just drink them and put them in the can. Just drink them so they're fresh. Do the video and just leave the video in the can until you get around to editing it. Yeah,
I could do that too. That's true. I could do that.
That's what I do. A lot of times I've had a video a couple times drop a couple months after I drank it. And you all are commenting on it. I'm like, I wish I could remember this.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've got two in the can right now. One of them was a beer I got from Alan. I think I got that from him back in the summer, and I did the video of it. And I've had so many beers in my fridge for the past 6 months. That I was like, I got to do this and this. So it's always been sitting there. And then I also have another one I got from my buddy Matt. But so many beers, so little time. That's the problem.
Yeah. First world problems.
Yeah, exactly. So Vanessa's back in the house. Good to see you, Vanessa. She's going to sit here and watch us. Beers at the fire pit here. Nice evening. Really? Well, yeah. Like I say, she's not too far from me. To me, it would probably be too cold to sit out in front of a fire, but that's okay. I'd still do it with you, Vanessa.
Well, the fire would make it a little bit warmer, but I think she is in the north, so it's still probably would be too cold for me to sit outside.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got the fire going and you're dressed appropriately, it's probably not bad. Just make sure you wear your gloves when you got your beer, so you don't freeze your freaking hands. So she's having samples of a beer to taste and rate is far different from drinking full beers every test. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And that's why when I go to a brewery and I've never been there for the first time, I always grab a flight. I want to hey, give me 4 random beers. I don't care what it is, because I'll drink anything. So I usually get usually they throw in a lager, an IPA, a sour, and a Marzen or some kind of Oktoberfest beer or something like that. Whatever they make, just a nice variety. Then I can kind of go from there. Or like Drew says, do what I do. Enjoy and upload it. Yeah. Just get it done.
Drew and Blue Eyes are the ultimate raw cut.
Well, no, you can't say that because Drew edits now.
Oh, he's not just pawning it all off on you?
No, he does it all himself, man.
Oh, wow.
Like that. I went and showed him how to do it a couple months ago, like a simple way to do it. And he was like, this is great. So he has like a little intro. It's like, hey, Drew here for Beer for Breakfast, Facts or Snacks. I'm going to be trying this beer. Let's check it out. And then it goes into his intro. And then it goes into him doing the beer review. Like it looks so sharp now.
Oh, gee, I wonder who you learned that from. I wonder who you learned that formatting from.
I couldn't tell you. I'm sure it was probably a really good friend of his, though. I'm just saying.
By the way, can you hold that glass up again?
This one? Yes.
Yeah. Look at that lacing.
Look at the lacing on that. Like, do I know how to make a beer, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that.
The clarity of the lacing? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't mess around.
You could enter that. You could enter that in competition.
It's really funny that you say that. I was actually going to one of the local breweries was actually having a contest for like home brewers, and but the only thing is you had to use they get their hops from one specific hop farm. And I think there's only like 3 or 4 varieties of hops. But what you had to do, you could use anything else, but you had to use some variety of those hops in your beer. And I was going to do that, but that was right before I went on my camping trip. And I'm like, I don't have time to make this because they only give you like 5 weeks. Like, hey, here's what the start date is. You can come pick up your hops that you have to use, and then you have 5 weeks from that day to brew your beer. But that was literally like the day I was leaving for my camping trip, so I couldn't go pick up the hops, and I was gone for a week, and I'm like, I don't know if I can push this out in 4 weeks and have a good quality beer. So I messaged them back.
I miss homebrew competitions so much. Connecticut used to do them all the time. There would be like at least 3 a year. And there's been like one I've heard of. And it was not even South Carolina. It was in North Carolina. And I heard of it like way late. And I could have gotten in because friends of mine that I've met down here were entering their beer into it. But it's just like, for whatever reason, homebrew festivals just aren't a thing down here. And I don't know why.
Right. I don't know if there's a lot of them up here either, which there should be, because there's a lot of really talented homebrewers out there that make exceptional beers that, rival the big boys for sure.
And they're so much fun, and it's great for like people like us to like
absolutely
an easy opportunity to promote something that's not, a big box beer or a name that's still, I guess, kind of small-ish but getting bigger. Like, it's a great opportunity for us because I noticed the smaller the brewery gets, the more appreciative they are of sharing our shit when we tag them,
Oh, absolutely they are. Finish saying here, big fire in the winter is good. Yeah, you need a big fire in the winter for sure. In Alaska in February, we had huge bonfires and we were dressed in full Arctic gear, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. No, thank you.
No, I'm good.
And 20 feet
I'm
from
good
the fire.
With that. Zero desire. Drew would be running around naked, but I'm
yes,
good
he
with
would.
That.
Yeah, Drew would be running around naked. You're right. Sam saying, I'm off, boys. Great catching up with you all again. Another rad stream, Shane, brother. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by, Sam. I appreciate it. Like I said, you're the only guy from literally the other side of the world that stops by regular, and I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much. Don't forget, like I said, don't forget to check out Chase. I know you've subscribed to him, but go check out some of his videos. They are pretty cool. Drew saying, you do, my friend. I need to learn from you. Yeah, well, yeah, but you, with what you're doing right now, Drew, that is a great stepping stone for doing your stuff. You've learned it. It looks like you've mastered it. Like, you don't, like, your videos are like bang, bang, bang now. And I enjoy watching them because I'm like, well, I'm so proud of this guy. Because Drew admits to people, so I'm good in saying this. He is not savvy when it comes to technology or computers, like, at all. So it was great that I figured out a way to help him, and he's got a great little intro in his channel now. It's absolutely awesome. Sorry, what's this say here? You held the beer in one arm stretched towards the fire. If you put it in the mail, their hand away from the fire, it would, yeah, probably. If you took your hand away from the fire, the beer would probably freeze. You're right. Now, I did have that experience like that.
Pretty freaking cold for alcohol to freeze.
Right? Well, it's minus 30. That's cold, man. Now, I did experience something like that a couple years ago when I went up north to visit my mother-in-law. She lived way up north. And I had made a homebrew. It was a new homebrew I'd never made before. It was probably the cheapest homebrew I've ever made, like, as far as ingredients go. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this just for shits and giggles. So I put it in like a corny keg, like, right? And I'm like, oh, it's cold enough. I'll just dip it outside. And it froze solid. Like, every little ounce of beer inside that keg froze solid. I'm like, what the hell? That's how cold it was. It was terrible. That's saying storm starts tomorrow evening. Oh no, and it may dump a foot of snow on it. I'm sorry, honey.
I'm sorry too.
I hate snow. You hold it in the other hand and it freezes. Yeah, nobody wants to freeze their beer. Frozen beer, when you warm it back up, does not taste good. Just so you know, if anybody does not realize that.
Have you tried?
Well, like I said, with that one where I had the whole keg freeze, we brought it inside, right? And then when it warmed up, it was like, yeah, this tastes like crap now. not that it was a great, like I said, it was a very cheap beer to make. It used like, I'm trying to remember what the hell it was in that. It was like rice. There's a lot of rice. And God, maybe some corn. I can't remember. It was such a cheap recipe. Like, it was the cheapest. I think it cost me $20 to make a keg of it. Like, that's how cheap it was. It was so cheap. It wasn't terrible. It was really light though. I think it's the lightest beer I ever made. I think it was I want to say it was like 2.8%. Like it
For
was
50
super.
cents for 50 cents American, you too can make a keg of Keystone Light.
That's right.
In the
Oh, don't even get me started on Keystone Light. I had Keystone Light once at the request of Drew. He said, "Hey man," he's like, "Hey man, I want you to try," because I've never had one, and he's like, "I want you to do a review on Keystone Light," and I'm like, "Okay." So I go to the beer store, and you can't buy Keystone Light as a single. You can't buy it as a single. You have to buy a 6-pack. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever. I mean, how bad can it be?" So I bought the 6-pack.
No, they would never make profit off of it if they sold it as singles.
Exactly. So I buy the 6-pack. I bring it home. I do the review, and needless to say, next time I went to Drew's house, I gave him the other 5 and said, "Here, you can have this shit." I didn't want to drink it anymore. I did not want to drink it anymore. Hey, Drew was happy. He's like, "Hey, 5 free beers. Hey, you know."
It's so bad.
Yeah, Drew will drink anything. He likes everything.
That was my college's beer of choice because it was cheap. You can get a 30 rack for $20.
Oh, you Americans are so lucky. But that's saying something we would do with the new troops incoming to the barracks at Elmond. Sorry, that it's really small on my screen. Sorry, and I don't have my glasses on. Elmendorf Air Force Base was to tell them to stick their 6-pack of beer on the day room windowsill. Yeah, that'd probably work. That'd work. The sun would probably keep it just a little bit warm enough, but because it's so cold, it would still be decently cold. A few minutes later, you heard the 6-pack episode.
Oh, I guess that sun didn't do anything.
Yeah, because if it freezes fast, yeah, because it'll probably freeze pretty fast, and it would just expand and go, right? At minus 30, yeah, it would freeze fast and just expand like hell, and have foam all over the place. Yeah, that'd be a freaking mess. Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to go. I don't even want to live where I live now. Like, I want to. My whole life goal, which is probably not ever going to happen. I mean, let's be honest. My whole goal is to retire and live in Belize, because you know why? A, they don't have any snow, and B, oh right, they don't have any snow.
Those are your only requirements.
Well, it's one of these things. Like I know in Belize they have a couple pretty deadly snakes down there that they'll kill you. So to me, it's like one of these. It's like snow, snake that will kill you. Snow, snake that will kill you. You know what? I'm taking the snake that'll kill me over the snow. That's how much I freaking hate snow.
If there's no snow, you can see the snakes.
Well, yeah, but they're pretty sneaky. Like, you know, they hide everywhere. Yeah, I think there's two or three like snakes that can kill you. And then you got to, of course, do the quick drive up to Mexico to go to the hospital because the Belizean hospitals are not that great apparently, and they always recommend, you know, if you're doing anything important, jump up to Mexico, where you can also go to Walmart, by the way, because there's Walmarts in Mexico, so you can just drive up north, grab your supplies, and zing back down to Belize. See, I've researched this stuff. I know people.
He's ready.
Hey, and there's
ready to go.
That's right. So there's my buddy Jeremy. If anybody has watched All By Myself season 2, which you should have, and if you haven't, go watch it. It's awesome. Don't forget to watch both parts in order. There's part 1 and part 2. Watch part 1 because part 2 won't make sense.
What was his signature thing at the end? He did something really funny at the end of his.
Oh, video. It was either the part where he was singing some Def Leppard with the plank, the 2x4. You're bringing on the heartache. You know, that was hilarious. But he also did a version of the beer tree where it ran out.
That's what I thought it was. Something with the
yeah, it did the beer tree, and that was one of the great parts. Like he's like it runs out and he's like banging on the tree, and just he looks so
that's it, I'm done.
defeated. He looks so defeated. He's like, I got no more beer. I'm calling in. Yeah, I'm done. It was great. And like I said to everybody, for a guy like Jeremy he doesn't have a beer review channel. He doesn't do any YouTube stuff. He doesn't video anything. And for a guy who's never done videos of himself before and to do that whole series, like he sent me like 100 videos. Like I didn't even use half of the stuff he sent me because he did that many videos. And yeah, he did a great job. Like he's going to be on season 3 for sure. Like he had some really great ideas. I enjoyed watching him. It was
I
good.
can't wait. I can't wait for season 3 because I've already seen some things that happen in the show that I didn't know about, and I'm like, I know what I can do with that.
Right.
And then, of course, like being a part of it and seeing what everyone else did, then I'm like, okay, I could kind of put my own spin on this,
Right.
Because for my stuff, I was really spitballing it, like I watched a couple episodes of Alone to get my head in the right creative space, and I just kind of went with whatever popped in. But now I'm like, all right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like I said, everybody that put in videos, like you, Wayne, my buddy Matt, who's not a video guy either. It came together as just so nice, and I'm looking forward to having more participants this year and a higher quality. And because I know Jeremy's here and you here, and you're going to be participating next year. Just so you guys know, in case you're starting to think about a couple of things to do for your videos next year, the beer tree is banned. By the way,
what?
No beer tree next year. Well, because like I said, I did it in the original season when it was just me. And then this past year, Alan did it, Jeremy did it, and I'm like, okay, it's funny, but I want to eliminate the beer tree and figure something else out, guys. Just to give you that little bit of more creative kind of thing. Like as much as the beer tree is, it's great. I'm gonna actually ban that for next year, just to see what everybody else can come up with. Jeremy saying, Shane, great job with the advent calendar. Even though they were short, I look forward to watching every day. I will not be doing an advent calendar next year. It was a lot more work than you think, yeah, it's going to be fun, new beer every day. But it was a lot of work, and I didn't, for some reason, my brain didn't realize that, hey, that's a lot of work, dude.
You have to do them like Alan did and just do a live every day.
I don't know if I have that time available every day to do it like that.
Oh, I gotcha.
With like my work and stuff like that. So that's probably not going to happen. I might do what Drew did this year and just do 12 beers like next year, just for content, right? But it is a lot. Like anybody who did a full case of beer, like I know Big B did one, Dave did one, Josh the Malted Gentleman did one. And it was like, holy crap. And it's hard for guys like us who like to watch other beer reviewers. So you got to watch Drew every day because he's doing one. You got to watch this guy every day. And it's like, it's so much. And I'm like, what?
I know.
I'm going to take myself.
I have a lot of catching up to do because the last couple months I've been a little burnt out.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of catching up to do. And
yeah,
I had
exactly.
caught up on, as you say, your core reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
I had caught up on everyone, and there were like a few channels that I was still lagging behind. The core reviewers, mine is Drew, because you can't keep up with Drew. He does 3 videos.
See, it's not just me, Drew. It's not just me.
But so like I do have a lot of catch up to do, but I'll get through them. Like I said, I had gotten completely caught up on all the core guys, and then and it was just like Big B's hard to catch up on. I love him to death. Big B's hard to catch up on because he does one every day, and they're all 10 minutes long. And I know I sound hypocritical because my videos kind of go longer too, but I'm not doing 5 videos a week.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. I always, when I'm doing a beer review, I try and keep it in that like 5-minute window, maybe 6 minutes. If I go over 6 minutes, there's probably a reason that it's more than 6 minutes. Like I said, the one I did with Ray and Paul the other day, I think that was like 13 minutes, and I'm like, holy crap! I don't even want to put 13 minutes worth of video out. But it was kind of entertaining. It was a good beer.
Oh, but you'll do a 3-hour live without thinking about it.
That's different though, because I don't think all of my audience does not watch my lives, especially on this channel, because this is a totally separate channel that's not on my channel, which everybody seems to think is really weird. And it is weird, but it's an experiment. Just go with it, people. It's okay.
I didn't know it existed. I think, who was it? Was it Dave? No, it was Ray. Ray told me about it. And I was like, hey, it was when you went live with Dave. Ray told me, hey, Shane's live. I'm like, really? I didn't get a notification. What are you talking about?
It's on a different channel. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna run this for a few months and just see what happens with it. I mean, it seems to be working out okay so far. But if, in a couple months, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's not really a thing. I'll just move it to my main channel. But I want to keep my main channel just beer reviews, have this channel for just lives. But who knows? Like I said, it's an experiment because I don't think anybody else has ever done something like this where they have a separate channel for their live. And it was just an idea I came up with from somebody else. And I just wanted to try it out just to see.
I mean, I think that honestly, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's just something different, right? And who knows? I might just amalgamate the two. Because even Rod J, I mean, when Rod J says, "Hey, why are you doing this?" Like, you start questioning yourself because being the legend and all. So,
well, Rod J has 2,000 subscribers, so we're not. We have to still consider ourselves to be the podunks that we are.
Right, but I mean, Rod J knows his stuff though. Like, he understands. Once you get your channel up there, it's stuff you have to do. Like, this is what you have to do to become a successful YouTuber. And I've always said, I've never been a like, hey, subscribe to me all the time. Yeah, come on. Like, I appreciate all my subscribers, like every single one of them. But I'm not like, oh, I need to get to 1,000 before March. You guys got to, yeah, I'll get to 1,000 eventually. It might be next year. It might be 10 years from now. I just do this just for fun, and just to hang out, meet new people, educate a couple people on what a fox sounds like,
Yes.
whatever little bit I can throw up here.
The only itch that I have with that is that I'm not saying I don't have fun with this, because I do.
Right.
It's stuff I genuinely enjoy doing, the creative process, editing, all that sort of thing. But that being said, like, I can't think of it in as a fun thing, because it's too closely aligned with what I do for a living.
Right. Yeah.
So like, sure, I'm doing it for fun, but it feels like work at the same time.
Right. And that's the thing, when it starts, that's happened to a couple guys. Once it starts to be like work and it starts to become not fun anymore, you see a lot of channels slow the hell down, like a lot. Mm-hmm. Right. Now I'm slowing mine down just because I want to do a little bit of different thing. I still want to have fun. I still want to do my stuff, but I want to present my beer reviews a little bit different. Yeah. And with the stuff I have in mind, I can't do what I want to do like every 2 days. Because what I want to do, I don't have the time to film it and edit it and do what I want to do. So that's why I'm going to slow it down and have a different quality, a different vibe to my channel.
And something you left out, conceptualize.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's going to be going in a different direction. I got to get that video done this week. I do have plans to do a new doppelganger pretty soon. I've been promising this person this doppelganger for a long time.
Dave.
It's Dave. It's Dave. I've been promising Dave a doppelganger for a long time. So, you know what I should do? Oh, never mind. Bing! I don't know why I didn't think about this until just this freaking second. Because Dave sent me a picture of the man cave, right? Like his background. Yeah. And I was just going to green screen that. Not here, because this is too close. As you can see, I still have my frame up from the Christmas stuff.
Your lifting bar.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that? Okay. Yeah. I saw my lift. That was awesome. For anybody who missed it, I was doing. Hang on this. I was doing pull-ups.
He almost hit his head there. He almost hit his head.
Yeah. Because I'm a manly man. I can do this all damn day long. Anyway.
I hope someone took a screenshot of that.
Yeah, you should. That'd be freaking hilarious. Grab that and use it. Everybody knows if you need to use anything that I do on my channel or my live and you need to screenshot it or skip a video, you are more than welcome to use it. Whether it's embarrassing to me or not, I don't care. So I was just thinking, I don't even need that picture of Dave's man cave to do the video, because I'm going to go see Dave in like 2.5 weeks.
That's right.
I'm just going to do my Dave doppelganger actually in the man cave, and that will be the first time I've ever actually done a doppelganger in the actual location that it's supposed to be on. That is awesome. Great. I don't know why I just thought of that just now. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go do the green screen and set it up. No, I don't need to. I'm going to be in the friggin' man cave anyway. I'll just do it there.
Well, you could figure out ways to fake it. I mean, you faked the Midland studio.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's usually what I do. I have to, get some props. I'll do a green screen background or whatever. But if I'm going to Dave's, why not record it right in the man cave? Then it doesn't look green screen, because it's going to look green screen, right? If I put the thing up on the back.
The one The one I thought when we were talking when we were chatting pre-show, because I was trying to figure out who else you were going to do, versus who you've already done. And I'm looking at your bar, and I'm thinking like he could pull off Big B pretty easily because it looks your backdrop looks like the damn bar.
He's on my list. I actually have a list of doppelgangers to do, of guys that I haven't done already, obviously. So like like I said, Dave's on there, Big B is on there, the Ginger Yeti Road Beers Anderson. He's on the list now because he actually said something just earlier this week, I think, or last week. He had mentioned that he would like me to do one, so I'm going to do one of him as well.
You got to grow this out a little bit.
Oh no, I'm going to buy a big red beard and a long red hair thing. I'll go grab my like Iron Maiden t-shirt or something and be like, hey, the Ginger Yeti. Yes, I'm 6'15". However tall. He's a tall dude. He's a tall dude. So maybe I'll have to do it like this. Yeah, the Ginger Yeti. Yeah. Because he's a tall dude apparently. I've never met him in person, but he might be coming up this summer too in July.
I hope so. I hope he
might stop by. It'd be awesome. Well, he said he would if he can. He will come if depending on what his work schedule is like. Yeah. He's going to come even if TK doesn't come. He's like, I'll come even if TK doesn't come. I'm like, dude, that would be so awesome to have you here. It'd be so awesome. And
you've never done Mallory and Chu, right?
I never have, but she's been on my list for a very long time. Because I know Mallory and Chu pretty well. So
it's hard.
Again, they're on the list.
It's hard to do them because you need a Chu. You need someone to consistently engage with you throughout the video.
Well, yeah, but I can just have I'd probably get my oldest boy or my youngest boy, whoever, to just, interact a little bit and do the old, do this. Hello,
Son, screw your homework. You're going to be watching the entire Imperfectly Me Crafts video
catalog.
I need you to memorize everything Chu does.
That's right. It's a lot of just hello, bye.
No, yeah. The hand coming in, reaching for the glass.
Oh yeah, you got to do that too, right? Like it's awesome. They used to do some great. I'm so sad they've been so busy and they haven't been able to put out a lot of content lately. I miss those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So Vanessa saying, I would like to move back to Alaska. Yeah, you go right ahead, sister.
Yeah.
And don't take absolutely no offense to this, Vanessa. If you move to Alaska, I am not coming to visit you.
Alaska is a place I would love to visit, but it has to be the 1 month where there's actually daylight. The only thing that terrifies me more than a place that snows that much is a place that's dark that much. I hate the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark, but it's just so depressing to me. I need light. I need sun. I need brightness. I need that. I can't even imagine living in a place where it is dark that often.
Yeah, for sure. I think it would be especially if you weren't brought up in that environment where it's dark all the time and then it's light all the time. Like I think that would really mess with you. I don't even know if it might even mess with the people that actually live there for a little while. It's kind of like if you work like day shift for like 3 years and then all of a sudden you go on midnights like that. It takes a couple of weeks to adjust, right?
Well, I could say that because you work overnights.
Yep.
I work second shift for the longest time because I worked in a movie theater when I first started working, and then I worked in sports. So when do sports happen? Nights and weekends. So I always work nights. And then I lost my old job. I got laid off from my old job a number of years ago, and I bounced around with a couple places. And there was one place that I worked at for a little bit part time, and it was overnights. And I thought, it's all right. I can do this. Maybe it won't be for that long. I can deal with it for a little while. So I was working overnights, and on top of that, I was commuting down to New York City, and it literally killed me. Like it was like I felt absolutely dead inside, physically dead, mentally dead. It would just destroyed me, and I was like, I can't do this again.
Yep, for sure. And it's hard. It absolutely is hard doing that, right?
Right, but I thought it would be a smooth transition because I was used to working second shift all the time. But it just destroyed me from the inside.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it, man. It's tough for sure. Oh, it's interesting here. The Pensacola area is nice. Military bases across from Mississippi, Alabama. I don't think I've ever been to the Pensacola area myself. I haven't traveled a whole lot. I mean, I've traveled a bit, but not, a lot as per se. Now she said, how about desserts with those beers in the advent calendar? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll put that. Yeah, because
Well-
you know what? Well, because my wife is one of these people that always bakes and stuff for Christmas. I do too. I'm a bit of a baker. To me, my thing is cakes. I love making cakes. But come Christmas time every year, and my wife says the same thing. Oh, I'm not going to bake as much this year because we don't eat all of it. And she boxes up a bunch to give away to different people and stuff like that. Like I still have stuff out in the garage from Christmas, like baked goods, because I like baked goods, but I can't eat them all the freaking time, and that's why we end up throwing half of them out. But yeah, having a dessert that maybe that might be a little bit tricky, because I don't know what the style of the beer is until I actually do the video. Maybe I could do a sneak peek at the video. I can open it up and go, oh yeah, that's this kind of beer, okay, and close it back up and go, hey guys, what is this beer? Oh, I'm so surprised. This is what it is, even though I just looked at it 10 minutes ago.
So
I could do that.
I do like the idea of pairing beers with something, food, dessert, whatever. But the problem with pairing it with a advent calendar to me is, from what I've seen, because like I said, this year I wasn't able to keep up, but last year, because Alan did his and Bruce Brothers Connecticut did his, and what I noticed between both of them, well, I guess Alan's was a little more ad lib, but what I noticed from Bruce Brothers was that was one that was a generically packaged one from grocery store or Costco or whatever it was. And I noticed that the general theme to those was all German styles. It was like a lot of Keller beers, a lot of Helles, that sort of thing. And I love those things. I love German styles.
For sure.
Our favorite brewery that we went to in Chicago, I think, was Dovetail. But those are not beers that go with desserts.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that desserts are very bready and grainy and yeasty and that sort of thing, that doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking at this comment here. It says from Ginger Yeti, road beers. Gentlemen, have a good evening. Just walked into the Winchester to watch Asher Roth. So you guys probably noticed I was kind of off. I was off to the side a little bit here. And I don't know who Asher Roth is. I don't know if you guys here. I'm gonna try and put my mic here. I don't know if you guys can hear this or not. So here this is what Asher Roth sounds like. And I don't know who Asher Roth is. I don't know if you guys. So I got that background. I got my other thing playing. It's very like kind of hip hoppy. That's totally not something that I think with Anderson. Like when you think of Anderson, you don't think of like hip hoppy, rappy kind of music.
I guess I didn't know who he was either because I thought he was metal.
Oh, that's what I thought. Asher, it's got to be a metal band. And I'm like, no, that's not metal at all. Hey, enjoy the show, Anderson. I know you're into music and you don't care what it is. For the most part, I am, except for rap. I can't get into rap very much. A little bit. No. Of course, having said that, there's going to be something very interesting happening this summer that I'm not going to mention, but Chase knows what I'm talking about. And I got my buddy Jeremy saying, you could tell you had enough on the last few videos. Yeah, it's different when you're doing a beer review. Like if I say, hey, I'm going to do a beer review today, and I pop out a video. That's because I want to do that video. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm interested in trying this. When you get the advent calendar and you all of a sudden you're forced to do it, that's where I think my big problem was. It's like, oh, I have to do this. Like I have to do this because I got to have it done. Because this video has to come out in 2 days or tomorrow or however far you get ahead. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like the advent calendar is not that I'm against like having a beer. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But being forced to drink a beer. And sometimes you're like, because some days I don't feel like having a beer today. But yeah, you got to drink one anyway. And you know what's really weird? And I didn't notice this until probably less than a week ago, I think. I can't remember if it was my last video that I did for the advent calendar or the second last one that I did. So you watch the video and nobody in the comments ever mentioned this. And that kind of pissed me off. So you're watching, it was the chocolate orange beer. So you get through to it and I'm like, hey guys, we're going to get into the advent calendar. Hey, let's go. And I go off to the side and then I go to a different clip where it shows the the advent calendar, me opening it up. I think it was either the second last day or the last day. But for some reason, I had that clip on my editing program. I can like take that clip off just so I can edit the stuff underneath it and then put it back on again, kind of thing. And I forgot to do that because when I go to that and I'm showing the case, it just shows like a red screen with like a little caution triangle thing in it. And then it cuts back to me after I've done the case. And I'm like, hey guys, here's the beer. And nobody mentioned that I had that there. And I'm like, God, I could have edited that out. But then after I realized it, like I said, a couple days after it came out, I already had that file deleted because I've uploaded it and done. I'm like, I can't even go back and fix it. So I apologize for that if you guys see that. And it's the only one. I almost never, ever, usually when I upload a video onto YouTube, I'll wait for it to upload and then I'll sit and watch it from start to finish on YouTube just to make sure that it's, everything looks good. And that is probably the only video I've done in probably 2 or 3 years that I didn't sit and watch, just to make sure it was okay. And look what happens. Like, what are the odds? Like,
I'm
honestly.
sorry I didn't keep up then because I would have caught that.
Yeah, and like I said, nobody, like a lot of people commented on it, like, oh, I don't either. I like chocolate orange, or I don't like chocolate orange, or hey, that sounds like a good stout. But nobody once mentioned the fact that there's a whole clip part in the middle missing out of my video.
Although,
and I'm like, what the hell?
I will say, even if I had caught it, I don't know if I would have said anything because I've noticed, like, I have to be careful when I comment on people's technical skills. That,
right.
Like, I'm coming from this being my professional background.
Right.
So I have to like stop myself to comment on people that are learning this from scratch.
Right.
So I don't know. I probably would have noticed it, but I don't know if I would have said anything.
I actually would have appreciated the comment because I'm pretty good at editing and doing stuff like that, as everybody knows. And if you would have caught that, especially to me, if it's just a little small thing, yeah, you let it go. Cause I mean, we all make little teeny mistakes stuff, but I mean, literally that was like a whole like 30 or 40 second clip that's gone. And if you would have said, hey Shane, go back and look at this video, like it comes up wrong, I would have appreciated that. Cause I make mistakes. I'm a human, and I would just, if somebody said, hey, this is missing, did you notice? Obviously that's something huge and I didn't notice it. So if somebody would have said, hey, check out this part of the clip, and I would have, hopefully I would have gone back and been able to re-upload it with the clip before I deleted all the stuff off my computer. But yeah, I got no problem with people saying, hey, this isn't quite right. I got no problem with that at all because I'm not, I do a pretty good job, but I'm not perfect, right? So Blue's still in the house. He says, I wish I could drop a new review every day like Beer for Breakfast Packs. Do you really? You don't.
I mean, he could. He doesn't edit his videos. He could.
But yeah, but Blue can't. I shouldn't say Blue can't drink every day, but I don't think Blue does drink every day because he tries to watch his weight. He works out and stuff like that. Yeah. He's very, very conscious of, himself, which is great. I wish I was like that.
That's what I'm trying to be like. But all my friends keep giving me beer, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do this. Sorry.
Yeah. That's good.
I got to do this. I got to get through this beer while it's still fresh.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't think. Would you really do a video every day, Blue? If you could, I'd be kind of curious because I don't think you would. If you could drink a beer every day and video it, I don't think you would. That's just my opinion, though. My buddy Jeremy's saying, did you film one every day or record a couple together? It really depended on the day, Jeremy. When I first started, I was trying to get ahead because I didn't want to have to do that video every day. So sometimes I would do 2. I think one time I did 3. And then sometimes I would miss a day and I'm like, oh God, I gotta, I'm only, I've got a video coming out tonight, but I don't have one for the next day. So I have to do that. My whole goal was to be like 4 or 5 ahead of when they come out. And that didn't work out because life gets in the way.
Shit, my goal was to be a month ahead.
Yeah, like I should have. Well, I could only start it when I got the case. Like I had to pre-order it online and have it delivered to the house, and then it only came in maybe on the 28th or 29th of November. So I mean, I got to do a video in 2 days. I got to get this case going, right? So yeah, it really depended on the day. Ideally, I would have liked to have been several days ahead and not had to worry about it. So if I did miss that day, I'm like, oh, okay, I missed the day because, life gets in the way. And just to have, but still have that constant content, because that's what I promised my audience. I promise you a beer every single day. And when I had TK on the show a couple weeks ago, we had talked about that because he did an entire year a beer a day, like for 365 days. And I think he went a little bit past that. And I'm like, Jesus
Good
Christ,
Lord.
man. Yeah, like I couldn't, because it was beer a day with TK. He had a beer every single day. And it was just
No wonder
ridiculous.
he's got almost 1,000 followers.
Well, yeah, right? Exactly. Hey, we got Josh, the malted gentleman in the house. What is going on, my friend? If anybody's not subscribed to Josh, please go and subscribe to him. I'm actually going to have him on the show very
That's
shortly.
a damn good man right there. That's a damn
Yeah,
good
I'm going
man.
to have him on the show in a couple weeks. I'm really excited to talk to him because I've never met Josh. And I've been following his channel for a long time. I always participate in his FU Winter Chug Challenge. So I'm so looking forward to talking to you, Josh, in a couple weeks' time. So
Mallory teased us because she said there was a chance he was going to meet up with us.
Yeah, hey, if Josh, I know I've probably told you before, if you can make it up here in July, more than happy to have you up here, my friend. But he's saying, I thought you intended to have that screen in the video. No, I did not. I absolutely did not. That was a total. Hey, if you think I meant to do that on purpose, yes, I did. I meant to do that on purpose. That was totally 100% on purpose because I am an editing genius and I never make mistakes. No, I totally screwed that up, Josh. That was total. That was totally on me. Well, here's a question for you, Chase. Finally, somebody has a question for my co-host.
Yes.
What do you do for a living, Chase?
It took 2 hours. My primary skill is video editing. I do nonlinear distribution, which basically means I put the shows you watch to your streaming provider of choice.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does editing but hates doing it, so he sends his big projects to me. Sorry, graphic. Big graphic.
Shane is my streaming provider of choice.
But I don't mind. Like I said, I've done some projects for you with your 007 and the Love Boat. I've done a gajillion projects for Drew.
Well, what's funny is the 007 you did more than I needed you to.
But the way I look at it, like if you send me because you had said, hey, here's the idea I want. Here's a couple clips, throw it together. I try to imagine that I'm putting it on my channel. So I want it to look good for my channel. So I got to give you the same respect and say, hey, I want this to look good for Chase, so that people see that intro and they're like, wow, you did a great job on that. They don't need to know it was me, right? I mean, really, I don't need the credit for it. It doesn't matter. And in case anybody is curious, Chase is an awesome guest, by the way. But next week, do you guys know who I'm going to have on the show? Yeah, that guy right there. Rod J is going to be in the house. You've hit the big time when you can get, Rod J in his busy schedule because he's
Are you telling me I introed for Rod J?
You did.
For Rod J?
You can do that. You can say I opened for Rod J. I was the opener for Rod J.
That's what I was looking for.
There you go. I mean, for a guy who spends his days doing beer reviews and traveling the world and trying different beers and signing autographs down at the local Walmart. Because it's just like he's got like 40,000 fans, and he's just like hey, for $20, yeah, grab a Rod J T-shirt here. I'm gonna sign it for you. Hey, there you go, kid. See ya. That's what he does. He does mall appearances. He CNN has him on quite a bit. He gets on all these talk shows with I think he's been on Ellen actually to talk about his beer review channel. Like the guy is just like world famous. And it's really funny because I think a couple of years ago, Oprah, when she was still doing her show, I think she actually turned him down and said, no, you're not going to be anybody. And then Ellen picked him up. And next thing you know, 40 million subscribers later and traveling the world, jet setting with the, I can't even, I love bullshitting about Rod J. It's so much fun because he hates it. He absolutely 100% hates it. And that's the only reason I do it. Rod J saying, you guys are the best. Yeah. Like I said, we talked on your live the other day. I just do it out of respect, and I try and I try and be funny. I hope it comes across that way anyway, because it's totally meant to be funny. But yeah, Rod J's great. I'm excited to have him on the show next week. Like I said, I was on his show last night. Had a great time. super knowledgeable guy. If you guys aren't subscribed to Rod J, like like get a life. Like go subscribe to Rod J. Super knowledgeable, great
Right.
channel, does some great content.
Well, hold
And,
on. So I'll freely admit, I was, I guess, a late bloomer of sorts to Rod J, but that's only because I learned my lesson the hard way from Instagram, where when you follow a lot of people, it's impossible to keep up. So when I
Right.
started the YouTube channel, I kind of let people come to me.
Right.
And I mean, I'll give a little bit of a shout out to. I mean, some people were built up because some YouTubers have Instagram channels, so my name was already aware to some people.
Right.
And then I'll give a little bit of shout out to Wayne's Beer Delivery because he also promoted my channel a little bit when I first got going, so that kind of caught me onto a couple other people.
Right.
So, but for the most part, like I've kind of like let the YouTube community come to me a bit just because I want to keep up, I want to engage, and obviously I haven't done that the last few months. But
Right. Yeah.
in a general sense, I didn't want to get to the point where, because it's a lot harder to keep up with YouTube than it is Instagram.
Oh, for sure.
So like I don't feel like if I involved in something, I want to engage because the social camaraderie of it is something I enjoy doing and something I get a lot of fulfillment out of because
For sure.
I moved 800 miles away from home. So,
Right.
I've had to kind of rebuild my social life down here, and this whole beer profile thing, for better or for worse, has been a big factor in me kind of rebuilding a second social life.
Right. For sure. And for anybody who's watching this right now that is trying to do Dry January, by the way, Rod actually just
don't bother.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. But I respect a lot of the guys that try and do it. On Rod J's Beer Venture channel, he is doing a bunch of non-alcoholic beers right now, and he just dropped one about 14 minutes ago. So go check that out. That was the Freedom Cali Pale non-alcoholic beer review. So go check that out. I think he's been doing all non-alcoholics for the past month. I think he's one of those, see, and that's why he's a lot smarter than I am, and I have so much respect for him. He has that foresight to like, hey, everybody's doing Dry January, I'm going to do a bunch of non-alcoholic beers. Shane's not that smart.
Rod J, review some beers from my hometown Athletic Brewing Company.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure he's got a couple of those that he's done for sure. Drew saying dry what? Dry what? Yeah, for sure, Rod. I always support you, brother. I appreciate your channel. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to click back here a little bit. Sorry, guys. Obviously I'm using my laptop that's off to the side here.
Don't apologize, Shane. I should be apologizing to you because I got a little too deep for your channel a couple minutes ago.
No, you're all good, brother. You're all good. I'm going to stick up Rod J's channel link up here. Please go check him out. Like if you want to know what a beer review channel is supposed to look like, go check out his channel. Because I mean, the rest of us just pretty much fake it, and Rod has a pretty good grasp of the beer review community in the world and what a beer review channel should look like, which is not mine, obviously. Yeah, super great guy, super nice, very knowledgeable. A ton of videos, very entertaining. So yeah, go check him out. He does a live every Thursday night as well, from I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, check him out every Thursday night, and of course check out his beer reviews. They're super awesome. Rod saying I will have the alcohol brews starting to come back next week. Yeah, because by then everybody's fallen off the Dry January train anyway. So like I can't do this Dry January thing. Let's get me some real beer. Right, because that's just the way it works. And I applaud anybody who does Dry January. Everybody has the reasons for doing stuff like that. I probably should do that, just for I'm getting, like, we're all getting older. Not Chase. I mean, he's like 27 or something like that. However old.
Oh gosh, I'm blushing.
He's the youngest. He's the baby of the group. But I say that with my.
That's not true. Mallory's a year younger than me.
Oh, is she really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were the youngest out of the group, like of our group, right?
Mallory, I think is 86. I'm 85.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. 85. Jesus Christ. You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing in 85?
Weed.
Yeah. No. That's something I never. I'm a beer drinker. Okay, I'm a beer drinker. That's what I drink. I've never gotten into. I don't like the taste or the smell of marijuana. It's not my thing. But I mean, if that's your thing, I talked about this I think we talked about this on Rod J's channel last night. Everybody needs to have a vice of some kind. For some people, it's alcohol. Some people, it's marijuana. Other people, it's even weirder or harder stuff. For sure. Yeah. So Rod's saying we do an awesome job. We try. I try, Rod. I just like I said, I like to have fun. It's a good time, and I try and be as informative and funny as I can. Drew's saying, I can't wait till July. Honestly, I don't think anyone is sleeping for a week. No, it's like I said, and with any luck, well, it's a weekend.
Oh,
but you're gonna feel like it's a week because it's gonna be so much fun. And with any luck, both fingers crossed, we might even get the legend Rod J up here. And that's gonna be my. I hate to do this to you, Rod. I'm sorry. He's gonna be my rock star. When I went to Atlanta the first time and it was just TK, Mallory, and Chu, I was like, oh my God, it's Mallory and Chu. And I was very excited. This past year, still the same thing because I got to meet you, Chase, which I was very excited about. I got to meet Blue Ice, who I was supposed to meet the year before. And just, you get to meet these new people. And then you get to meet Rod J. I think I said on his live last night, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call the city of Niagara Falls and we're going to have a parade. And we're going to dignify it as Rod J Day. And, we're just going to be tossing out beers from the parade float and stuff. Because I love to give Rod J a hard time. He's a super good guy, very well humored. He takes it with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, Shane, you're just stupid. He doesn't say I'm stupid, but he just kind of laughs it off because he knows how I am. So yeah, Rod J's channel Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, supposedly until 11. Have you ever gone till just 11? Because anytime I've been on the show, it's never been at 11. I'm just saying. But that only works sometimes. As evidence last night. Yeah, because we didn't. God, what time did we get off last night? I don't remember. It was after midnight for sure. Might have even been after 1. I honestly don't remember. We were just having such a good time, me, him, and Todd. 1985, I was drinking mainly malt liquor during the high school years as I began my drinking adventures. Yeah, sorry about the malt liquors, dude.
Okay, wait. I got to ask Rod J a question. Colt 45, Steel Reserve, or Cobra? And rank them. Don't just give me your favorite. Rank them.
Now, I've never had Cobra. That's not one I'm familiar with. But for me personally, Colt 45 is probably the out of the handful, and it's literally been a handful of malt liquors I've had. I've enjoyed Colt 45 the best. And really, Billy D. Williams, he was the big spokesperson back in the day. So, and he was the coolest MF on the face of the planet.
Endo Calrissian.
He was such you go back and watch those old Colt 45 commercials. The power of Colt 45. It works every time. He's such a cool cat. He was such a cool cat.
That was what was it? I haven't had any of them in so long. I feel like I'll say one thing: Cobra goes down way smoother than it should.
Oh, really? Oh, I've never had one. Maybe you'll have to, if you can find one, grab one if you remember and bring it up in July. Because I would love to try it.
If I can remember, I'll grab one of each and I'll bring them up.
Perfect. There you go.
But I feel like I like the flavor of Colt 45. The Steel Reserve does not taste good to me. I don't like the flavor of Steel Reserve.
Yeah, I've had the Steel Reserve. It was okay, but it wasn't for a malt liquor. I preferred Colt 45. That's just my opinion.
So I like the flavor of Colt 45 the best, but I'll tell you when the Cobra goes down really freaking smooth.
Oh, so what's Rod got?
There we go.
I grew up when it was Colt 45, Steel Reserve, was a lot later on, and I didn't have the King Cobra, but Colt over Steel for sure. So Colt over Steel for sure. However, we used to drink Schlitz Red and Blue. I almost read that as Blue Balls. Blue Bulls back in the day.
I read it as Blue Balls too.
I'm like, hey, this isn't that kind of channel, Rod. What are you talking about?
I read it as Blue Balls too.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. And then he's saying the Schlitz Bulls, not balls, Bulls was better than Court 45. I don't think I've ever had a Schlitz beer. Again, hey, Canadian, we don't get anything up here. But yeah, if it's better than Colt 45, I'm kind of intrigued to try it out. What do you got? You got a new beer there, Chase?
Well, I was gonna say we're 20 minutes into the third hour. And
oh shit, we are. Well, my glass is empty, and I just want to point out, by the way, because I know you mentioned this earlier when I was drinking it. This is what my glass from my homebrew looks like.
That is a beautiful sight.
That's my homebrew. Friggin'
What's a homebrew,
beautiful.
People? That's a
homebrew right there. Shane knows how to make beer. Anyway, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab another one because that was so good.
All right, so I'll talk about this one. So this is actually, I know it's 3 beers in 2.5 hours, but I finally got to a beer from South Carolina right now. And as you can see, the can's a little messy because I don't know if you caught it on the top of the can on camera, but it exploded a little bit, and I don't know why. Probably because it was brewed in last May. It's hashtag only towels on the bottom. I don't know what that's in reference to. It is called Splice of Life. Kettle Sour, which I know Shane's going to love.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Raspberries, tangerine, and lime. 5%. Lincoln and South. Lincoln and South is either Hilton Head or Bluffton. I can't remember which one, but it's somewhere down there in the low country. As you can see, it's a bright kind of ruby red color.
Looks very fruity.
I can tell by the aroma, Shane. I don't think you like it. It smells very, very sour. I'm going to try to wash this out one more time. Because people say the sour ruins your palate, and I get that. It kind of does. But to me, that like hop aftertaste of an IPA, that's what kind of throws me off. So it does have a very like stringent sour aroma. Yeah, I don't know if Shane, I don't know if you like this one. Although, you know what? I don't know. If you gave it a chance, you might tolerate it because it's super sour up front, but it's tart way back here.
Right, but like I said, my big problem with sours, like I said, I know I don't like that sourness right at the front. But if I have a couple sips, the sourness does go away, as Brian, the beer snob, has taught me, and it's true. But if I can, do like the first 2 or 3 sips and that sourness starts to go away, for a sour for me to get a high score from me personally, it's got to have flavor behind that sourness. It can't just be sour. Like you can't go sour from start to finish and have no backbone to it. And that's where I have the problem with the sours is there's no flavor in the back end of it. It's just I threw a bunch of whatever that acid, like whatever the hell the acid is that they put in it. I can't remember what the hell it is.
And you're the one that doesn't like lime, right?
I'm not a big fan of wine. I'm not a big fan of wine. I will drink wine occasionally.
Lime, not wine. Sorry.
Oh, lime. No, I like lime.
Oh, who's the one that doesn't like lime?
TK, maybe?
Oh, maybe it's TK.
I know he doesn't like mangoes, but I think he doesn't like lime.
You're right. No, you're right. It is TK. TK is the one that hates lime.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so this one, flavor-wise, predominantly it's lime.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. So if you can deal with lime, you could probably deal with this. Because the sour really only hits you right up here. It's pretty tart back here, and the flavor is very, very lime.
Right. Well, Jay said, I don't know how to even pronounce that fucking word, so I'm not going to get bothered. Koki, is that what it is? Thank you very much. Koki 900 was also a solid one, too. And, of course, Mickey's was always... I have had a Mickey's. I totally forgot about that. I have had a Mickey... I don't remember where the hell I had it. Was that in Atlanta a couple of years ago, maybe? Maybe there's a Mickey's going around. Yeah, but I've had that for sure. So here's another question for you, Chase. Chase, I know you said you moved away. Curious to what state you may be in, if you can say. Sounds like down south though. Well, here, let me figure this out. His name is NUTMEG2PALMETTO. So he used to live in the Nutmeg State. Then he moved, and now he lives in the Palmetto State.
Yeah.
I don't
can't
remember what the
Did you put that together yourself, or did I tell you?
Oh no, you told me. I'm not smart enough to put that together myself. I'm not that smart. No matter what anybody tells you, I'm not that smart.
Well, no, you can't. You can't blame level intelligence for that because you're not American. Why would a Canadian know American states' nicknames?
Yeah, that's true. I suppose you're right. Yeah, so Chase is down. You tell him. I don't want to tell him. You go ahead and tell him. You answer.
I'm in South Carolina. I'm born and bred Connecticut, and I'm in South Carolina now.
So there you go.
And I like to traverse North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee as much as I can because
so there you go.
They're all within spitting distance.
Just so I don't sound too stupid, and I hope you're just saying that just to make me feel a little bit smarter. Rajay says, I'm American and I have no idea. Thanks for backing me up on that, Rod. I appreciate it, brother. You're always there for me. I love it. Yeah, like it's weird. Like you said, every state has their own little thing. Kind of like up here, our provinces, even cities have different little things. Like I used to live in a city called London, Ontario, which isn't, well, it's 2 hours from here. And if I said, I grew up in the Forest City, you would have no idea what the hell the Forest City was. But it's London.
I'm well aware of a good number of cities in your area because I went to summer camp up there for 4 years.
Oh, did you really? Whereabouts? I'm sure you told me this before, and I don't remember.
Perry Sound.
Oh, yes, Perry Sound. That's right too. I do remember. I think we had this discussion back in the summer.
There was there's some brewery that Drew's done a couple beers from. There's some brewery that Drew's done a couple beers from. It's like in the same freaking town.
Yeah, I've done a couple from Perry Sound too. There was, oh God, I'd have to go back to my catalog. Trestle.
Yes. Where is
Trestle.
that? What town is that in?
That's in Perry Sound. Trestle is in Perry Sound.
It is in Perry Sound. Okay.
Yeah, I had to think because I did, like, just a couple of years ago, I did that on my way back home. I stopped in at a couple of breweries. Yeah. And I'm like, what is the hell the name of the brewery in Perry Sound that I stopped in? Trestle Brewing.
The camp director, and he's since passed away. Rest his soul. Amazing man. The camp director, I remember I had to go up there to meet with him before I entered the camp, and he used to live in Mississauga.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, and it's funny because I saw Ray commenting on someone's Facebook post not that long ago. He said he was at a brewery in Stratford, which I always found funny because I'm from Stratford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is funny.
I always found that funny that there's a Stratford, Ontario.
Yep.
And the Shakespearean Theater, it hasn't been open, I don't think, ever in my lifetime, or at least very early in my lifetime, because the town is run by a bunch of freaking lunatics. But the Shakespearean Theater is in Stratford, Connecticut.
Yeah, for sure. So Rod's saying here, you're good, Shane. Thanks, Rod. I appreciate it. I love the name now, knowing the meaning behind it. Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one thing I love about Chase's brand, NUTMEG2PALMETTO, because he lived in the Nutmeg State, then moved to the Palmetto State. So that's a pretty much a brilliant name. Like it's way more thought-provoking and interesting than Shane's Craft Beer Review.
It was more brilliant than I realized at the time. I was just trying to think of something that meant me.
It's brilliant. Mine is about me too. But you see the name Shane's Craft Beer Review, and you're like, okay, it's a guy named Shane, and he reviews craft beer. Like it's pretty self-explanatory, and like pretty much any moron on the face of the planet could figure that out. Whereas at least yours is a little bit thought-provoking. It's like, why is he called NUTMEG2PALMETTO? Like, what does that even mean?
Well,
and once people figure it out, it's great. I love it.
The other thing that works in my favor is like I said, I don't want to walk away from beer. I still want to keep it involved somehow. But
Right.
you know, if I lessen it, I can lessen it. I don't have to change the brand
Exactly.
because there's nothing in the brand. By the way, nice foam stash. There's
Thank you, sir.
there's nothing in the brand that
towel.
signifies beer directly. You know.
Right. And that, you know what, that's a brilliant way to do it. And I don't know if you had that foresight ahead of time, or you just got, hey, I'm lucky bastard. Now you can branch out to different things, like you said, and grow your brand into different areas. Whereas me, Shane's Craft Beer Review, I'm kind of screwed doing beer reviews for the rest of my life on this channel. Right. I mean, I did maybe about a year and a half ago, when I started doing I did a couple little Wild Wednesday episodes where I was doing like some baking and stuff like that. I tried that just to diversify my channel a little bit. I was thinking about changing it to Shane's Craft Beer Review and more, just because I wanted to start doing a little bit more than just craft beer reviews. But I was like, you know what, you're only going to do the occasional Wild Wednesday, which I haven't done in months now. So just
I like
keep it a Shane's
Wild
Craft Beer.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I haven't done one in a long time. I should probably do something. Something, I don't know. I'll think of something. It'd be pretty cool, I'm sure. I always try and come up with different things, you know, just for variety. Because I mean, literally, I'm actually surprised how well a lot of us do as beer reviewers. Because like, literally, who wants to sit and watch a dude in his 50s drink beer? Because that's basically what they're doing. They're watching you drink beer. Like, God, that doesn't sound interesting at all.
Especially because beer's something that's meant to be consumed. And you're watching someone on the internet drink beer, you're not consuming it. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to take this guy's word for it, or I'm got to plan a trip to a place I would never randomly plan a trip to, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, so it's always kind of struck me as a little bit strange that people watch that. Like I mean, I do too. I mean, I watch everybody's channel and like, hey, oh, that sounds like a really good beer. I'm never going to be able to get my hands on it, but that sounds like a great bear. Hey, good video.
Well, that's why we do our get together every year.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
By the way, one more shout out to Rod J, because he just added us in a post for this live.
Ooh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I will get the link to you for the channel or for the live next week in the next couple of days, Rod. I'm going to set that. I got to do a very grandeur thumbnail, as you know.
This is Rod J. You got to pump the ever living shit out of this.
Oh, it's going to take me like 4 days just to do the thumbnail, because I'm going to do it like, that's
You've done TK, you've done Brian, you've done Dave, you've done me, you've done Alan, but you gotta pump the shit out of Rob J.
Oh, for sure.
So I feel bad for who's ever got to follow him up. It's probably going to be Drew, but I feel bad for who's ever got to follow him up.
It is actually Drew. I have I got like I said, I got Rod J next week. Jesus, I don't have my calendar here. I think so Rod J next Friday. That's going to be an amazing episode. Check that out. And then I think the week after, is it the week after I'm in Florida? I think the week after I'm in Florida. So there'll probably be some kind of live thing I'm going to do with Dave and hopefully Brian, if he can make it down. Or there might not be a live at all. Who knows? I might take a week off. And then I think the following week after that is Drew. And then the week after that, I believe I have Josh the Malted Gentleman on the show.
Ooh.
So that's going to be barely entertaining.
Well, so then who's left out of the core? Half-ass? Imperfectly Me Crafts?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be hard to get Mallory on, like, on my 7 to 10,
especially on Fridays.
Yeah, exactly. So I would love to have her on for sure. I absolutely love to have her. But hey, so do you have another beer there, Chase, or was that your third one there?
This is the third one. I was talking about it.
So here's a good opportunity for you to advertise your channel for about 2 or 3 minutes while I take a quick little. Yeah. So I'm going to take a quick little run.
I can talk about it again.
You go right, whatever you want, or just maybe talk about the Nutmeg brand, because I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh boy, 2 or 3 minutes. Oh God, this man. Okay, so oh God, he doesn't. This is what happens when non-TV people tell TV people to work for 3 minutes. 3 minutes is a long fucking time in TV. Excuse me, I swear again. So yeah, I mean, NUTMEG2PALMETTO is. I mean, it started out as a beer review channel as a kind of sidecar project on my Instagram and TikTok profiles. And then I've expanded it now, trying to diversify the brand a little bit into a football show, which started last year as kind of an ad lib live, but this year it's been a little more formatted to a live and an audio podcast. That's called Sunday Scaries with Bucks McGee. My co-host and analyst and I break down all the games, and then we react to the games. And then I've also launched Red and Red Real Reviews with a different co-host and fellow analyst, a friend of mine from college. He and I always talked about the shows we watched across all your media and streaming platforms. So we do that as a premiere episode for YouTube and Rumble, and then we also launched that as an audio sidecar podcast as well. So I've got 2 long form shows right now, Sunday Scaries as well as Red and Red Real Reviews, and then I know it's a lot of alliteration. And then I still kind of do the beer thing. And I've got some beer reviews in the can ready to go, but I'm doing a new intro, so I have to work on this. But this one is from Lincoln and South, which is from the Low Country in South Carolina. I'm pretty sure I can't find the address on here. But I'm pretty sure they're in either Hilton Head Island or Bluffton, one of the two. They're not that far from each other. They're both south of Charleston. And this is it's called Splice of Life. It's a kettle sour, which obviously is different from your big, thick fruited sours. If you saw the Top of Shane's show, oh wow, there's still beer in there. You saw this big fruited sour called Baja Blast, which is also from a South Carolina brewery, but it's a collaboration.
Super green. It was green.
Replay actually. We'll have to plan a Rock Hill Fort Mill trip when I host the get together, because the Replay people are some of my favorite human beings that I've met down here. And there's a lot of them, but they're definitely near the top. And obviously anyone that knows Taco Bell knows what this is themed off of. But that was a big, thick green beer. And that one's a collaboration, even though it was brewed at South Carolina Brewery. It was a collaboration. This one's exclusively South Carolina, down in the Low Country, and raspberry, tangerine, and lime, 5%. Obviously, it's a sour. If you saw me pour it, the head didn't last long. Obviously, sour, but
typical sour. Yep.
Yeah, it had a very pungent sour aroma. The flavor was sour up front, tart on the back end, and very prevalent lime flavor. So, and by the way, bullshit, Shane. You did not leave me to talk for 2 minutes. That was like a minute.
Well, I thought I was. You got to experience a little bit of the inconvenience of my disease back in Chicago. I said 2 or 3 minutes because I never know.
Oh, did you?
I never. Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little teeny one. I hate this disease. It's never going to kill me, but it is highly inconvenient.
I wish I could poop that fast.
Well, I don't even want to get into it. That's just a bunch of gross stuff. So we won't get into that. We won't make it a poop show. And I'm just sitting. I was going through the poop show because I've explained. There was maybe a year ago I explained what my disease was on one of my things, just so because people were curious, like, hey, you're not doing a lot of videos.
You know what? And that video, that is why in Chicago I brought you the hat and the t-shirt, because because 6 years ago now I had heart surgery, and I was like, and I've had a lot of thoughts in the last year about what to do with the channel as far as incorporating beer and limiting beer and that sort of thing. And so you having the same thoughts with your situation, that kind of struck a nerve, so to speak, with me. And that's why I felt the need. I needed to make sure I got merch for you to hand to you. And I appreciate it. I really do. Like, this hat is like, nobody ever sees. Hang on, let me take this. My hair's a mess. Nobody ever sees this part of the hat. That's the front of the hat. That's right, because I wear mine backwards.
Like, fantastic. You guys know that logo. He always wears it backwards, like such. Which I do for about 20 seconds at a time, and then it annoys the hell out of me, and I turn it back around. But I love the hat. The shirt is fantastic as well. I appreciate it. I really do, buddy. Like anytime anybody sends me merch of any kind. Actually, I just got a new shirt from. Oh, did I bring it down?
I mean, eventually,
Yeah.
I'll get everybody shirts too. But like, I wanted to, go out of the way to get you the merch.
I really appreciate that. I really do, buddy. Like I said, anytime anybody gives me merch of any kind, I appreciate it. Whether it be like a shirt and a hat, whether it be, the old classic Shaklook sticker.
That's amazing. Oh, that was a sticker the other night.
Yeah, it's a sticker.
Oh,
yeah, it's a sticker, but I put it on my my bar strainer.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so I could open up.
I thought you had done what Alan did with his little like stage manager thing.
No, I literally it's on the back of a bar strainer just so I could hold that up. Like I said, you get some stickers from guys, which I like. Even just something like this, something small. Like I got this sticker from Dave. He sent me a couple of them, not just the one. I appreciate this stuff.
The only thing that makes my hat different from anyone else's hat.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You got a nice little collection going.
There you go. That's all right. Like I said, I'll keep this hat just like this. I don't want to mess it up or anything like that. Maybe that's something I should look into doing. Maybe next year, this year, maybe doing some hats.
Well, the first thing you need to do is get the towel.
Yes, the towel. And you know what? People have been telling me about the towel for years. Like even my buddy Marty. I haven't had him on the show in probably 2 years. Good friend of mine. I hang out with him every once in a while. And he said that too. He goes, get a towel that, says Shane's Craft Beer Review. But he also said to get 2 towels. He said, get one that's red with your logo and get one that's green with the logo. So if you drink the beer and you're like, oh, this tastes like crap, grab the red towel and do it.
Oh,
but if it tastes good, grab the green towel kind of thing.
Have it be like a meta thing.
Yeah. Just and I'm like, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, I think I might get some towels because you guys know when I do my beer reviews, I have a drink of the beer and I'm like, get the foam out of my stick because I'm not smart enough to tilt my head back more. Or get one of those things like I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, did you see that in Chicago? Rubber.
It's in the intro. It's in the intro. When he sips when he sips the Bloody Mary or the Michelada or whatever.
Yeah, but you can't see the little rubber thing though, I don't think in the
can you? It is.
Oh, okay.
Positive.
So
I'm positive it is.
So what we're talking about is I know a lot of you guys don't know what Chew looks like, which is why I made that awesome song about him. So it's a little rubber thing. It's probably about like this. And basically what it does is it sits on your glass with a little like half crescent little thing here so that your mustache does not get foam from your beer. And I'm like, I'd never seen one before. And I thought it was like the most brilliant thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, the guy that made that is a genius. Because otherwise Chew just does this. Like he has to pull up everything.
Because he's almost got like a Raleigh Fingers mustache.
It's huge. His mustache is huge, dude.
And for those that don't know what Chew looks like, that's also why I debuted Chubra Commander.
Yes, exactly. Now, Chew's a great guy, and it's really, like I said, I kind of like the mystery that he has with his like online character, because it's you never see Chew, nobody knows what he looks like, kind of thing. Like I said, I wrote the song about him. And then Brian did a little thing in Atlanta a couple of years ago where he's like, hey, for the first time ever on stage or on film, we're going to have Chew. And Chew comes on stage, but he's wearing like a green screen mask. So they threw that. Freaking hilarious. I loved it. Brian comes up with some great ideas sometimes for sure. But that was hilarious because nobody knows what Chew looks like. Well, except for the guys that, been to the beer review get-together.
Nobody knows what it looks like.
That's right. Oh. See, now you're going to make me do it, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm only going to play one verse though. Only one verse because I'll lose 15 subscribers.
We got 16 minutes. You got enough time.
Yeah, fair. And I apologize once again for my terrible singing, people. There's a guy who's lots of laughs. He's from Imperfectly Me Crafts. I know. Nobody knows what he looks like behind the cameras where he stands. You only ever see his hands. I know everyone is so curious. What's the next chord? That's it. I want to know What the fuck does Chew look like? I wanna know. Is he even real? I guess for now, we'll never know. Actually, I guess that is a pretty short song, isn't it? I could play. I'd play the whole thing. But yeah.
It was funny. The only lyrics I had in my head were the ones you ad libbed in the last morning we were there. So I'm like, I'm kind of like trying to lip sync the lyrics. I'm like, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I ad libbed when we were in Chicago. I think it was the last morning we were there. Chew was still sleeping. And so I grabbed my guitar and they're like, hey, we're going to get ready to go. And like, oh, Chew's still sleeping. I'm like, I got it. So I grabbed my guitar because, yeah, I'm an idiot. I brought my guitar to Chicago. And I started playing that song for Chew. And there's a video. Actually, I think you put it on your channel. Did you not,
I
Chase?
do, because I'm also an idiot and I can't avoid not shooting something.
Yeah. And it was just funny because like I'm starting to play and you can clearly see that Chew is laying in the blankets underneath me. So I start playing the song. And all you can see is Chew's butt going back and forth to the beat of the music because he's just like it was freaking hilarious. And then yeah, I changed the words. I can't remember even what the hell those words were.
You're like, I'm just making this shit up as I go along.
Yeah, it was fun. And that was actually the very first song I ever did for anybody was that one for Chew. And then I did a couple. I did one for Mallory. I did one for Brian.
What does Chew look like in the morning?
What does Chew look like? Yeah, that was
Does
it.
he drink coffee or beer?
Yes, that was it. Does he drink coffee or beer? Does he drink coffee or beer? Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm actually surprised those lyrics actually went pretty good with what I did at the time.
Actually, you know what? That's what I should edit. While I've gotta collect more B-roll, I should put up all our karaoke videos.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because
that's what I should do right now.
Yeah, so when we were in Chicago, we did a bunch of karaoke. Ray and Paul from the Alkanauts are big karaoke people. More so Paul than Ray, but Ray is a sound guy, so that's his thing. And yeah, a bunch of us were singing a bunch of songs. None of us really well, except for Mallory. Mallory's a great singer. But the rest of us kind of
Mallory's an amazing singer.
Yeah, so we just kind of hacked through it. And then there was the one we did as a group. We did "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and it was interesting.
It was as you expect.
It was, yeah. I mean, you can't friggin' sing as good as what the hell is his name? Steve Perry. Nobody can sing as well as he can.
What was the duet you did with Paul?
With Paul,
I did a duet with Mallory for the Aladdin song, but I can't. There was a duet.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
There was a duet you did with Paul, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, we did Elton John. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me.
Yeah.
Don't let the sun go down on me. Yeah, that was. And I also did a duet with Mallory. We did.
That's right.
Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. And I ended up screwing the one part of it up. Because I was like, oh yeah, because I was just doing the "Wake Me Up" that part, like the guy part. But then there's that little rap, like 3/4 of the way through the song, there's a little rap part where the guy's like, I'm like, oh shit! I wasn't even watching the screen because I wasn't even thinking about that until it came up, and I'm like, oh, and I'm trying to because I honestly didn't know what those lyrics were because I don't sing them, and I'm trying to like catch up, and I'm like, yeah, you're on your own. Like, bad backup vocalist right here. This guy right here.
Oh, I just thought
it was so much fun.
I thought to myself, where was Brian? But Brian wasn't there yet.
Yeah, because I think that was the first night, right?
Yeah. So Brian's never seen these.
No, because Brian didn't come in until the next day because his flight got messed up, so he couldn't come in until the next. Yeah,
my goodness, Brian's never seen these videos.
Well, technically, I've never seen them either. I've never seen them either.
Well, yeah, but you were there.
Yeah, but it's different to be there and then go back and watch it afterwards because for something like that, I'm going to be sitting there watching it going, oh my God, dude, why do you even try to sing? I'm not a good singer.
I have your theme song to Blue Ice.
Oh, yeah, because like I said, I've done, for anybody who's not sure, I've done a couple songs for different channels, like I said, Brian, Mallory, blah, blah. And then I've had one for a long time for Blue Ice. I've just never actually done the video and posted it up. So I'm like, hey, Ray, I said, I do have one. I said, throw it up. And it was Backstreet Boys, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Backstreet Boys. Larger than life.
Larger than
But
life.
I did that. But I had the words all obviously altered towards Blue Ice's channel. And I'm like, dude, I said, I apologize. I said, I just haven't had time to do this video. So I'm going to sing it live for you right now. And he was kind of like, yeah. Did Blue Ice is like, yeah. Blue Ice is just the coolest cat ever. I swear to God, he's so cool. And he's just so chill and just you're like, yeah, you know. He gave me the old hug and the high five, like, hey man, good job. And I mean, again, I'm not the world's best singer, but I mean, he appreciated the effort, and that's all I needed, right? So, for sure. Look at that. Once again, I'm going to point this out. My absolutely gorgeous lacing on my homebrew beer. Like, look at that. That is just
and you report that, and it still has an amazing lacing.
Yeah, that's a repour in the same glass. Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, there we go.
Who's the burper? Is that Drew?
Drew.
Or is that metal? Was that metal? That was metal.
Drew, Wayne. Wayne's usually a bit of a burper too. But and Mad Dan, of course, in Australia. Like man, like when he burps, it's like but it's funny with Mad Dan, he always names his burps. He always names his burps.
He is so naturally funny. Like,
and I don't think he realizes how funny he is, but that's just like his personality.
But it comes off as a constant stream of thought.
Yeah.
Like his videos come off like my comments do.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like his videos are just rock solid. And I know he hasn't done one for quite a while. I had messaged him before Christmas. I messaged him about something. I can't remember what the hell it was. And he was like, yeah, he goes, I've been slacking. He goes, but he goes, great to hear from you. He goes, you kind of inspired me to maybe get back on the bandwagon and do some more videos again. I'm like, yeah. So I said, I love them. I know, he's got, I don't even know how many subscribers he's got. Definitely has more than I do for sure. And I'm like, everybody's just missing you. I'm like, you're one of the most entertaining people on YouTube. Now, for me, like I've told this story 100 times. I apologize. Mad Dan was probably the first beer reviewer that I ever started watching. And I just love his content, just the way he delivers everything. And here's a guy that reviews beers that I will never, ever taste in my life. Well, I will, hopefully when I go to Australia. But I will never drink like 99% of the beers he does. But I enjoy watching it because his content is entertaining. And I don't know if like I said, I think that's just a natural thing for him. He's just a naturally funny guy, and it makes for great content. So go check out The Angler's Grog. Yeah. As an awesome channel if you haven't already.
And like you said, like sometimes we get through lulls and it's hard to put out videos. Like shout out to people like, I mean, I know Drew's just like shooting at it, but still, Drew, Dave, Alan, like they go through the grind. They are like shooting videos, editing them, putting them up at such a consistent pace. And like I like to think I was keeping with that for a while.
Sure, I was too. Yep.
But it gets hard.
It does. Because, like I said, the majority of beer reviewers are not going to make money on what we do. There's a couple that do, and hey, kudos to them. Roger. But yeah, like literally, even with the amount of subscribers and stuff that Rod J has, and the amount of people that watch his show, like he's not making anything. Like he can't quit his day job, right? Like it's not going to happen. And I think all the beer reviewers that there is out there, we know that we're never going to make money off of what we do, but we enjoy doing it. Now I know Drew's getting really close to that 1,000 mark. He's at like almost at 900, so he's getting close. But Drew always said that if he ever made money on YouTube, like once he gets over 1,000 or whatever the hell the algorithm is now, even if it's only like $5 a month I'm making, Drew is going to donate that money to charity for whatever it is. And great idea, because it's $5 or $20, even $50. Like, what are you going to do with $50? Nothing. You're just going to, and if you know Drew's personality and the way he is, that is so a Drew thing to do. He's I'm not going to give it for me. I'm going to help somebody else.
I wish, I wish him the kind of fortitude to do that. But that's also the type of thing that people say, oh, athletes make all these millions of dollars for a game that we would play for free. That mindset, if you were a professional athlete, would last for about 30 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
It's easy to say that when we're making moderate to average salaries and
Right.
barely scraping by. Like, oh, these $1 million athletes. Yeah, whatever. We do that game for free. Yeah, that you would be an athlete for 30 seconds. You're like, no, I'm taking my millions and I'm keeping every single penny of it.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And it's different. Like if you go from like say the different like financial say things. So somebody that doesn't make as much money, and you compare that to somebody who makes let's say a couple $100,000 a year. Yeah, the people down here are always like, oh, why don't these guys do this stuff? But when you get up to this, and this is personal opinion, of course, once you get up to that, and you're making a lot of money, you have a lot of bills too, though, because you have, a $2 million house, and you have a, $90,000 car, probably two of them, one for you, one for your wife, and your bills are exponentially more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily like you're doing well, but you might not, even though you're doing really well in life, you might not necessarily have that expenditure because of your life situation. Because you're used to, a nice house, the fancy cars. Hey, I go to this fancy dinner and I pay, me and my wife go out for dinner. It cost me $500 because we're going to, Gordon Ramsay's thing and we had a burger. It was $500.
Right. Yeah.
So it's very relative to
right.
what your lifestyle is like.
Nothing against anyone. Nothing against anyone that lives in a double wide. But if you're making a few $1 million a year, you're not living in a double wide.
True. That is true.
You may not be living in Malibu off a cliff, off a Tony Stark cliff, looking at the Pacific Ocean, but
right.
You're probably not. You're probably not living. You're probably not slumming it either.
Yeah, exactly. So Rod's saying here, haha, no, I wish I could quit the day job, but not yet. Hey, we're trying to get you there, brother. We are trying to get you there. If we can support you in any way we can to help, I'd be excited. Like saying, like, let's say 5 years, like Rod J, like takes off, and next thing you know, he's got $2 million. I would be excited about that. So Rod J's saying, follow the passion and bring it to your viewers, and you will be rewarded in various ways. But to make a ton, you have to put in time as well. Most of that make it big are full-time YouTubers. Yeah, you're 100% true. Like all the beer reviewers I know, yeah, this isn't our full-time job, and it's what we do, I think, is a very niche market. Like you're not going to have like, if you do, hey, I play Minecraft on my channel every day and I do stuff, you're going to get 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 million subscribers because that's, what's popular. Watching guys drink beer is not a popular thing. So it's a really hard niche market, but the guys who do it on a regular basis, like, me, Rod J, Chase, all the other guys, we do it because we love what we do and it's fun. So it's good with the bad, I guess. But yeah, 100% right, 100% right, Rod. 90% of YouTubers don't even make it to 1,000 subs. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a true stat too. A lot of the guys that do YouTube stuff don't make it to 1,000. They do, little bits of stuff here and there. And it's hard to break into, like, especially like I said, unless you're doing like video games or like tech stuff. Tech stuff is really popular too. Like, how to fix your computer if this particular thing breaks.
DIY.
Yeah, DIY. Yeah, DIY stuff. I watch a lot of bushcraft channels because I'm really into like bushcraft and camping and stuff like that. Some of those guys have a couple million subscribers because it's something that appeals to a great deal of people. Whereas, hey, I'm Shane from Shane's Craft Beer Review. I'm drinking this beer that I made. It tastes good. Like
the outdoors crew always, they seem to all have a good following. Al Schaaf and Dave Collier.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, my big guys for me personally are Corporal's Corner. He's a guy down I think he's in Pennsylvania. And then the other guy that I watch quite a bit is Cole Cracker Bushcraft. He has actually really short videos. Like they're probably under 10 minutes. But the information that he shares is really good. Both of those guys are both bushcraft teachers. They have schools. Well, sorry, they don't necessarily have schools themselves, but they are part of a bushcraft schools. Lots of great information, and I learn something every week when I watch these guys. And again, that's up my alley. And a lot of people like that bushcrafty kind of getting back to your roots. Like, hey, this is how you build something if you need to. Like your city's on fire, your entire city's on fire, and you need to get away and build something. Like I have full confidence in myself, even from like watching all these guys and learning stuff, and of course applying it out in the woods like I do every year. I have full confidence that I could survive for quite a while in the wild with nothing more than a knife and a Bic lighter.
And your experience producing all by myself.
And yes, of course, and all the great stuff and all I need is a knife and a magic wand, because if I had a magic wand, I can just conjure up unless I step on it, then I'm screwed.
Or unless someone walks in a cuddly plush bear suit.
Yeah, that thing was hot, by the way. That was, for anybody who doesn't know, that was me in the bear suit, and it was freaking hot. We shot that in, I can't even remember when the hell we shot that. We shoot that in August or September. It was freaking hot, dude. Like I literally had that costume on for like half an hour total, and I was sweating. No air circulation in there at all. Okay, so I'm going to get to this last comment here from Rod J. It's now 10 o'clock, so we should probably wrap things up. So Rod's saying, one of the hardest things to do is to compare yourself versus others. Have to drive yourself and trust your analytics. Absolutely. Especially if you're looking to be successful in the YouTube world, you have to, like, I know probably Rod J, you probably watch your analytics all the time. I look at them occasionally because I probably should. It would probably help grow my channel a little bit. But again, I'm not trying to be, hey, I'm the beer review guy, because I don't want to take your crown away from you, Rod J, because we all know that you're the beer review guy. I love doing shit like this to him because he hates it. He absolutely hates it. But yeah. So we should probably wrap things up here. Like I said, 10 o'clock. I try and be very stringent on my 10 o'clock thing. So first of all, Chase, thank you so much for coming on the live, dude. It was so nice to talk to you again. It's been a long time. Since Chicago in July. I'm looking forward to seeing you again this July in Niagara Falls. And of course, I want to thank everybody for popping in, throwing the comments. Vanessa, my buddy Jeremy, Rod J, of course. I can't say enough great things about Rod. I'm just kind of scroll back through here really quick just to see anybody. Drew from Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks. Always good to see he's kind of a neighbor. He's like down the street. Who else came on here? The Malted Gentleman. Like I said, Malted Gentleman will be on in a couple weeks. I'm excited to talk to him. I've never talked to him before. Anderson from Ginger Yeti Road Beers and A Beer a Day with TK. Vanessa, of course. I love Vanessa. She's like, I've never met Vanessa. I don't even know what this woman looks like, but I'm starting to get a little bit of a crush on this girl. Like she's pretty awesome. Like just because of all the cool stuff she does. Like I was like, yeah. Oh, of course we had Sam from Australia stop by to say hello earlier. I think that was about it.
Alan.
Oh, Alan from One Flight Down was here also as well. Thank you so much, Alan. I know you're going to be watching this later. Dave from Dave's TV. Thanks. See, this is why I need a co-host, because I can't remember like anything. I'm such an idiot sometimes. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for Blue Ice was here too. God, see, I forget everything. I have this pad of paper here, and there's a reason I have a pad of paper here and a pen, because I need to write everything down because I'm an idiot. Okay, and I did not write that down actually. But and Wayne from Bucks County Beer Reviews was also here. That's right too. Shout out to Wayne. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap things up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you coming on my live channel. I know it's kind of weird, not on my main channel, so I appreciate you guys popping over here every Friday night. And please tune in next week, because next week's guest is beyond legendary. One of the, I know, I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to apologize right now. I'm sorry. Probably one of the most well-respected beer reviewers that there is out there. That's not just me being funny. That's a serious statement. One of the most well-respected beer reviewers out there. I do talk to this gentleman quite a bit, and I'm very excited to have him on my show next week. So obviously I'm talking about Rod J from Rod J Beer Ventures. Go check out his channel, maybe get a little bit of a preview of what you guys are in for next week. It's going to be a fantastic time. I'm looking forward to talking to him and everybody else. And as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, jeepers, creepers, Shane, you're such a... And this is why Rod J is a better person than I am. And I'll explain this to you right now. Because I'm about ready to do an outro. And I just realized that for the second week in a row, I have not uploaded a outro video. Because I'm an idiot. I did this last week too. I totally forgot. So what I'm going to leave you guys with this week is something, a clip that I played earlier, and this is kind of a homage to Chase and his channel. Don't forget to subscribe to NUTMEG2PALMETTO. And I'm just going to leave you guys with a little clip of one of my favorite. I love this. It's pretty funny. I'm not a football fan, but I enjoy watching this. I'm going to leave you guys with some bad lip reading. Chase, do not log off after the thing because I want to talk to you afterwards. So don't.
I won't log off, but I got to pee.
Go pee, and then we'll talk when you come back. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Cheers. Have a good night. And please enjoy some NFL bad lip.
How you feeling?
Egg roll. I wish I had a breeze running down my leg. I'd kill for a cookie. Stingray, a double-sided Scooby snack. Yeah, we pick our hotel. Help me burn that old man.
I can't,
yes,
dude.
you can. Let's freaking burn that guy. Hit him on the eyeball. Hey, don't offend me.
Can I have this sloth? A skunk. I mean, I can't believe there's a manhole and he fell in it.
I want it now! I want cake now! I want it now!
I found Fido. Hey, I found Fido. I found Fido, you guys. Stank. Ham bone.
Hey, I'd love to get you a Mai Tai. Yeah, come on, I'll make it myself.
Is that a bother?
What's wrong with him?
Ooh, I'm white. Stop doing heroin.
I dare you to spit in that guy's drink.
I went out with a girl this weekend, but we just kept having a ball. Then I come over to hang out after the game, and it's just, the floor's just beanbags. So that's when I'm a jerk to her, because I'm all, come pick up all your floor bags. You ain't living in Southeast Asia.
You gotta make a 45 degree like this.
Use froggy voice when you ate old fruit salad.
I encompass and I eclipse. You got the hiccups.
The vet said, dude, he said, your cat's just pregnant. I said, okay, so I won't go and kick her.
Pretty female parts.
You took 3 chomps and then threw your hot dog up over here. I got 13 steaks over here.